Hello and welcome to CC Hangouts episode number 3. It is me, Rocket Sauce, and joining me, one half of the Playboys, we have Josh, Frantic Society. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
And Fitnat himself.
Hey.
With that being said, let's hang out. So, like the last couple of shows, we'll just start with the old Corona update. Like, what's new with you? You know, anything changing how around your areas? There seems to be some opening back up of the country, at least in the United States. I don't know, Fitnat, how's Canada doing these days? I know we can't cross borders yet, but
yeah, I haven't been paying as close attention. I don't think much is opening back up yet, which is good. But seems to be doing okay from what I've seen.
Yeah, around me, I know we need some national news because our Supreme Court, state Supreme Court, overrode the governor's orders, which was to end next week, Tuesday. So it was a celebration for some because they can go to a bar in certain counties of the state, not all, to have a drink if they really wanted to, and restaurants could open back up. But and then Milwaukee County, where I live, generally it's going to be restaurants and bars can open back up tomorrow. Like at midnight, they can open back up. And then, yeah, it's kind of and I think officially Tuesday, then everything will be, I guess, back up. But they're asking local businesses and whatnot to, I guess, practice the best, social distancing or whatever, practice safety, so.
Yeah, do the best you can.
Yeah. So softball starts for me in 2 weeks, so that'd be cool to get back out there. But we'll see how it is when everything comes back. I got a funny. It's people are starting to report back to my office right now, and I've had to stop in a few times. I was there earlier this week for hardware related issues, but they're doing the best they can with, I guess, playing it safe. I can think of hand sanitizer stations at every 10 feet with gloves, and what else? They provide hand sanitizer for everybody because a local brewery dropped off. What's up, Duke? A local brewery dropped off like a giant case of mini. It smells like Fleshman's vodka, but it's rubbing alcohol, and it looks like rubbing alcohol. It looks like vodka.
Yeah,
but,
I've seen that before.
Yeah, it's marketed as sanitizer. So, they're doing the best they can at my place. Not everyone's coming in. It's being slowly implemented. They're doing it in waves. And I think some people are going to be like rotating like weeks on and off. So like 1 week will be one section. 1 week will be the next section. They're going to be rotating. But so it's slowly coming back right now, at least where I'm at. Josh, how about yourself?
Texas basically is completely open now for the most part. Like they did restaurants for like carry out, but now you can dine in, but it's a limited amount of people. They like pretty much open all the bars. They're all opening today. Actually, they opened all the gyms like 4 days ago. So basically Texas is, I would say, open with some restrictions, but yeah, it's kind of crazy out there. I feel like it's a little, they kind of like, hey, let's do it. They did it really quick. Within like a week, it felt like everything was opening up. So
yeah, I was talking with my buddy Mike about it because he's a chef, and he was supposed to open his own place last month, but everything kind of got pushed back because of it. But I was kind of asking him, and he was telling me they're going to have a meeting because even though they can open back up, I think they were trying to like figure out what's the best policy. Right now, they were just only doing carry out, but they're trying to figure out like booth separation or table, spreading stuff out. I know my gym opens next Tuesday. So they said they saved stuff out, and every station's got another wipes to wipe stuff down, but that's all they've really said. I wonder if the pool's going to be open. I've heard some gyms aren't having, I guess, like access to the sub top spot. I heard some gyms aren't in this area allowing people to go to the locker rooms. Like it's just you come in, with your clothes and go, or they're preventing the showers because they don't want people to be there as long as possible or in close areas.
Yeah.
So
I don't really know what the limitations are. I know that there are restrictions, like very like detailed, like, hey, you can't have this many people, you can't do this, can't do that. But I haven't went to a gym or anything yet I haven't even went to a restaurant yet. I'm kind of scared to go to a restaurant, even with like 25% or 50%. I'm like, and I'm good. You know, I can just do the carry out or whatever if I want to eat that food from wherever, you know. But yeah, I'm still working. I never stop working, but I decided not to shave because I'm wearing a mask, and I'm like about 9 days ago or 10 days ago, I'm like, screw it. I have alopecia, so I'm like, I don't know if my beard's actually gonna grow in, so it's a little patchy, you know. But I'm like, hey, you know, well, let's see what happens. Hey, look, Eric's here. What's up?
Yeah.
Hello. Can you guys hear me okay?
You betcha.
Yep.
Great.
I kind of want to see if we can put Josh on full screen here to see this amazing beard that he's letting grow out here.
Terrible. It's terrible. But yeah. I decided, I was like, screw it. I'm wearing a mask every day, and if I'm in public, no one's gonna really see if it looks like crap. Let's just see how it goes. It's not really growing in yet on the sides. Mustache is coming in all. Yeah. I don't know.
It's no Q dog beard.
No, we'll see if it does. If it starts to look super terrible, I'll probably just get like tired of looking at it and just shave it off. But we'll see, you know. But that's been fun. But besides work, like, you know, just kind of, I still don't really go out anywhere unless I really need to, even though everything's still opened up. People are getting very comfortable. I feel like there's been a way less face masks than I was seeing like a couple weeks ago. I feel like I still see a decent amount, but it's just like maybe the number has went down, you know, over the past couple of weeks since everything's been the restrictions have been loosened up, you know, here.
I'd still say everyone's generally, the majority of people still are wearing face masks in my area, but yeah, you know, I wish I could find bandanas, but they're sold out everywhere around here. So
yeah. Everyone's like, "Where's the bandanas?" Because of the thumbnail. Yeah,
they're a good alternative, but I think they're mostly being held for the final cast, which this is not. You know,
I've been wearing like one of these.
Thanks for stopping by, Bill and Melissa.
So my Sierra's mom made me these. They're actually thick and they work for just being out in the public. They're not like, you know, surgical masks or anything, but
yeah, my work's provided masks for, and the policy is if you're not in your desk or if you're not in your office, you're supposed to wear it around when you walk around the place. And they're not asking, they don't want people to be in the lunchroom eating right now, but I can tell you that some people are still having their lunchroom breaks in there.
Miss Q Dog said that there's still face masks required at some of the stores in their area.
So some in my area as well. Thanks for stopping by, Caleb. It's some, and I've seen people get turned away. And my philosophy is, if the employees, everyone has to wear it as an employee, then customers should have to wear it, because I mean, they're doing it for their safety. You should have to. So
yeah,
if it's the company policy, then these people have to wear it for 8 hours plus. You know, it doesn't hurt for your 5 to 10 minutes in the store, unless you're, I don't know, like planning on being there all day. But yeah, face masks are required every place in Maryland. No, okay,
that's cool. I mean, I know a lot of people get comfortable and they don't feel like they need to do it. They're like, oh, I'll be okay. But to me, I'm always gonna be wearing it. You're not gonna see me like put it on my chin or anything if I'm not like, you know, away from people, or, you know, I see people just put it on their chin. They're walking around. I'm like, what's the point of having it if you're not going to actually use it, you know? But I don't know. I'm out there long enough to where I feel like if I just want to be as safe as I can make myself, you know. If somebody else chooses not to do it, that's their own issue. But yeah,
I'm glad I cleaned this up. Well, I figured clean it up because I'm gonna have to start reporting to the office a couple times a week, not full time. But I hated having my patchy beard here. I'm glad it cleaned up. I'm gonna rock the stash goatee for a little while, just to try out a new look for a while. Q Dog, how long is that beard gonna be with you?
I'm like an idiot. I don't know where any of the unmute options are. It's going to be with me as long as I don't have to go into the office. So I'm letting it grow. I'm trying not to trim it even, although I do trim a little bit around the mouth when it annoys me.
Yeah.
But I'm going to see how long I can let it grow before I have to go back into the office.
I did buy a beard trimmer off Amazon for $13. That's not part of the pickups for this week, but I got it this week because I could not stand whiskers from my mustache going over my lip. I don't know how you're dealing with that, but I could not stand that. It was every day I trim, and then of course, then either a few hours later, come right back over your lip, or like it just got to me tiresome where I just got it and cleaned it up, and now perfectly above my lip. Happy about that. So
that's mostly what I trim. Although I don't have to trim it every day. I might be getting used to it or something. But yeah,
I don't know if people can do that, but yeah. Any plans for you to return to work though? Have they talked about it, Eric? Like coming back to the office?
no. In fact, the last confirmation we got was quite the opposite. They're telling us that we are to stay. We are going to be working remotely as long as for quite a bit longer, indefinitely. Right now. So
they kind of. I know some people talking with them. Here's the thing: is I talk with almost everybody in the office because IT, like some departments just don't talk to each other, and part of IT, you almost talk to everybody. And I have friends in every department, so I see a list of who's coming back next week, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this person so and so is coming back, and full time." And I'm like, "So you agreed to come back?" And they're like, "Nope, it's not by choice." But I was kind of not sternly worded, but it's kind of like you probably should be back. It's kind of what they were told. Really? I got an email from my boss saying if you want to come in, there's no pressure to come back in, but if you want to come back in, you're more than welcome to come back. Kind of is what it was. And the two guys who work out of our Madison office are going to rotate every week, so they don't have to be with each other, or within, because they sit, I guess, about 6 feet apart from each other, which is kind of fine, but just for more things, they're just going to rotate. So there's one person in the office. I'm going to just be there a couple days a week, unless needed more. Because I have to be there now to reposition people. So because there's going to be some people when they come back that they don't want them sitting across from each other, so they're going to be move a cube here, move a cube here. So I'll be there for a couple days a week to do that, and any other hardware related issues. Yeah, my facial hair doesn't grow very much either, but this is definitely nicely cleaned up because I went over 2 months with it, and it's just disgustingly puby over here. So glad it's cleaned up. So, but yeah, the joys of facial hair. But I kind of like this look, so I'm gonna rock it for a little bit. So leave your comments down below. Should I keep this? Because I'm letting the gray grow out. So
why not?
Comment below. But yeah, that's I guess that's what happened with quarantine. But we've had some exciting video game related news recently here, right? With over the last month, we've kind of had this. Well, since we're not getting E3, we're getting Summer Game Fest. I don't know if anyone's been watching it. I know Josh has, but then have you been paying attention to Jeff Keighley's? His what do you call it? His special that he's doing every couple days a week.
No.
No?
Nothing against it. I just haven't bothered.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of got to pay attention right now because there's no set schedule.
Yeah.
With it, he's just gotta. I think he's finding out like when they give him permission to do it.
Where is he announcing this stuff? Is this something on Twitter or what?
Yeah. You gotta follow his Summer Games Fest Twitter, and that's when he announces like, hey, because today he announced one last night saying, hey, tune in today at 10 a.m. for game announcement, and we got a new guest here, bringing in the ratings.
Hey,
Like, who we got here?
All right, you guys, what the hell's going on here?
Well, we're just talking video games and whatnot.
Talking video games, eh?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Starts with a V though, right?
I guess I'll start. This is a great one.
Sure, let me put you on here. Hold on.
You got your Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young right there. You finally got Young in the band. It's absolutely quintessential album right there. Everyone should be having that for sure. If you're going to get one vinyl, this is the one to have, folks.
I think you're missing a bandana for this, though.
Oh, well, is Bandy here?
No, sorry.
Okay. Whew. Because that guy, he'll whip you if you don't have your bandana.
I was saying though, like they're sold out here. I like Target is sold out in my area of bandanas right now.
I imagine.
They sell them in 2-packs. So at Target at least. Walmart I couldn't find any when I was walking around. So let's get my groceries.
Well, I mean, if your government is going to mandate mask wearing, I think they should also be sending a couple in the mail. But wouldn't be too much to ask.
Yeah. I mean, you can make your own. They were getting people to make it with your shirts, So
I know you asked me a question and I disappeared. Sorry about that.
No, I was just mentioning before our lovely 5th guest joined us today about if you've been paying attention to that summer game fest that Jeff Keighley's been doing.
Oh yeah, it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, we got some decent announcements out of it. With today was kind of meh with a game we kind of already knew, just kind of early dropped on us, but I don't even remember what it's called. It's definitely not something in my wheels, so I apologize for that.
Oh, Valorant. It's a PC game, and it's like a shooter. It's like a competitive thing. It's like an esports game, basically.
I'm down substantially.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. But I try all those little shooters and stuff. So I mean, it's free, so I'm gonna try it, give it a shot. But I don't know if I'm gonna like it. But yeah, it's kind of like Overwatch with CS:GO together, basically.
Well, the big announcement, I guess, from it so far has been that Unreal Engine 5 display running on the PlayStation 5. That was kind of the biggest announcement for it. I don't know if you guys saw the In Dreams that someone recreated it in Dreams. That whole design for it.
I saw you share that in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the most impressive thing I think for me with that Unreal Engine 5 thing is that it gives you a glimpse kind of what Spider-Man can be for the next gen.
Yeah,
granted, it's not Spider-Man, but the character, granted, she was gliding and running on walls and whatnot, kind of gives you the old, I don't know, Spider-Man feel. I don't know. That's just how I appreciated it or saw it as.
I can see how the effects they were showing off and the type of motions could translate to that, and it would be a good comparison point, even though it's not exact by any means.
Sure.
But I know what you mean.
Bill, what'd you think of it?
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
The Unreal Engine. Well, you know what? I can probably share it here. Hold on, let me pull it up because I keep forgetting I have these amazing abilities in StreamYard here. Thanks for finding this platform.
Oh, yeah. Hey, thanks.
Credit is due.
Wow, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Hey, Bill, how'd you like my graphic design?
It was something else. Let me tell you. Very close on the font. Very close. Almost.
Very close. Yeah, almost.
Got it.
I thought Ryan told me, he's like, hey, you think you could do that? Yeah, he's like, you think you could do something that looks like that? I was like, oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
It was fun. It was good to see.
Let the thumbnail master go to work,
My secret is Pick Monkey on the webs. That's a free, it's not free. They want you to sign up, but you can do a workaround. You can use it as much as you want and then snip out your work at the end.
That works.
So you don't get full resolution, but I mean, it does the job. It's a really good online image editor. So if I'm at work, I can just tinker away with it.
So this is kind of the early displays. They're talking about triangles right here with billions and billions of triangles.
Fancy.
Teraflops to triangles.
Yep.
PlayStation 5. I'll get that in about 12 years.
No, not you, man. You'll be getting some triangles from what's that one called? Tiger Discount or whatever you call it there. I know
Discount.
Kevin took me there.
Giant Tiger?
Giant Tiger, that's what it is, yeah. But yeah, it was you'll find some coupons. I'm trying to find that clip of this lady running around here, but let me just pull this one back for a second.
I think it's like at the very end.
Yeah, this is just like a minute clip. This isn't exactly the 9-minute reveal that they're showing it. So let me see if I can dig it up here again.
And this resolution isn't doing it the best justice either.
Yeah, this isn't running on 4K. It's only on 720p. So I apologize, but
yeah,
maybe I can. Well, it's gonna get resolution. It's gonna get down resolution to 720p even on here. So
yeah, it's like the share quality. Even.
Just got also a wonderful ad here that's going on for Battlegrounds.
Don't you just love how YouTube has added double advertisements now?
You betcha.
Fantastic. Some of them are 3 minutes long just for the first one.
So I guess this is a glimpse for Uncharted for you right here. But we'll fast forward a little bit to the exciting stuff here. Because this is all, according to them, this is all in gameplay right here. This is all being played, so, and running on a PS5. So, but that part I don't believe is, but
it's not showing, by the way.
Yeah,
it's not. Oh, I apologize.
No.
it was just me.
We're just getting audio commentary here without the visual.
There you go. I apologize.
There you go.
But yeah, so this is the part where I say, like, I kind of get the glimpse of what Spider-Man could be. I would prefer if they give him like the webs, the armpit webs that Spidey has, and maybe you can do something like this in the next game. But
That'd be fun.
I don't think those were used for gliding, but I could remember incorrectly about that. I think
Bill?
those were just aesthetic.
Billy, you're the Spidey fan.
Yeah. I don't care. I'm not thinking about it because I'm not getting this system for like 10 years. I don't even, it's not in my peripheral even.
We may not even get the Spider-Man sequel for that long.
But yeah, it's I guess it's just like a display because you're not going to see games probably even running on this for another 3 to 4 years. But because how long it takes to make a game.
Yeah, and it's the engine itself isn't even launching until 2021, so it's going to be a bit.
You know, the one thing I can say too is if you look at this last generation, there wasn't many sequels to come on there.
Not ones with numbers on them anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the previous generation, you had 4 Gears of War on the Xbox, you had 3 Uncharted's on the PS3. You had a bunch of like stuff that they could reuse, and granted, it was a 10-year life cycle for those games, but it's it was. I imagine it took much longer to develop games this generation.
Yeah, like people spent more time and they put more detail into it.
Mm-hmm.
I think people just put more time and focus into each individual title, as you were saying, really.
Yeah.
Except for the yearly releases, but those even take a couple years. They just stagger them.
I want to see a new vision of Heavenly Sword for the new console. That'd be nice.
There was that one teaser that I think eventually became
Hellblade.
Yeah, Hellblade. It was because it was both made by Ninja Theory. They both were. It was teased, but I think because everyone got the suspicion after when you saw the main character because she resembled Hellblade's friend. I can't remember the name because it's been years since I've beat it. I think I played it when the PlayStation 3 in its first year. That's the last time I can say I've played Hellblade. But
you mean Heavenly Sword?
Heavenly Sword, yes. Sorry. All over the place. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't know if that franchise belongs to PlayStation. It could be. But
yeah, that's where it came out on. That was my first PlayStation 3 experience was Heavenly Sword.
Was it pre-ownage of a PS3 or after owning it?
No, that was the first game I got with it. I think I got it at the same place I got the I got the PlayStation 3 at a thrift store. And then I had to piece together that PlayStation 3. I had to replace hard drives and all this, get a power cord, get a controller, and I ended up going to a pawn shop for that extra stuff. And they had a Heavenly Sword. There's nice and cheap. Cover looked good. I like the ladies and with swords.
Yeah, I mean,
it was an awesome game.
As a fan of the original God of War, it was the same kind of gameplay, so it was right in the wheelhouse because you didn't have a God of War right at launch. So it was kind of like, all right, well, here is God of War, something God of War like to fill that hole for the time being.
Yeah.
But also we probably go in a little bit of the Xbox talk here because they had their third-party reveal because Xbox has been slowly trickling out the news for their Xbox Series X, and I keep forgetting about that because best way to remember is the Series X, right? Series X. But They had their big reveal about the third-party games with, and I guess the big ticket item was that Assassin's Creed game, and I kind of was. Finn, now you just brought this up a little bit, kind of like that's kind of gone back into, even though they took a small break from yearly releases, it's kind of fallen back into that wheelhouse of yearly releases again, which I don't know. I'm burnt out on Assassin's Creed games. I've never played the new ones, and I hear good things that people really like Origins and Odyssey, but I'm kind of burnt out. Like I know people really like 2, and I was very lukewarm on 2, and I hated the first Assassin's Creed. So I don't know.
Probably the only person that liked that first one.
Did you? How many have you played in the series?
2 and a bit, because I played the first 2, and I went straight from beating 2 into playing Brotherhood, and I never ended up finishing that because I got burnt out at the time. But I have always meant to go back to it, so all the future ones, I'm just like, I kind of want to go back to Brotherhood and finish that first. So I've never played anything past that.
Sure. I'm just generally curious because I hear good things about the new ones, but I don't know. This kind of falls into like it's trying to me coming off of the little God of War-esque, this new one, like maybe it's trying to catch up on that Nordic feel for it. But to me, these don't even look like you're an assassin too. So
yeah, like Vikings. I like the look of it, but I thought the whole point of Assassin's Creed is to be an assassin, and you're just kind of like running through a field killing people.
Yeah, there was a hidden blade somewhere in there, but that was about it.
Yeah,
that was the first we've seen of it, so we'll see more of that later, I'm sure.
Did they say that? Was that launching in September?
Yeah, it's going to be a cross-gen type thing. Like, it's coming out on both. Yeah.
That's do they say is that a part of the Xbox? What do they call it? The double buy program, where if you buy it, you get the free upgrade, or?
Yeah, it's what is it? I can't think of it right now. But yeah, they did.
That was definitely the big marketing of that third party reveal kind of thing for Inside Xbox. That there's a lot of these. You buy it on Xbox and on Xbox One, you get it free upgrade when you do it. And then of course Madden came out and said, whoa, that's only a limited time. You buy it. I think they said from January. If you buy it pre-January through May or something like that, it will carry over. But after that, they're not guaranteeing the free upgrade conversion for playing.
Yeah.
Games, so
yeah, that there was going to be that dick, that's like, nope, that's not how we're going to do it.
Yeah,
we can't give you anything for free. Yeah,
classic EA.
Yeah.
What did you think of it, Eric? What did you think of the Xbox reveal? I know you watched it.
I did watch it, but it was a while ago. I guess I was kind of hoping. Yeah, I don't. You guys just covered this, but I didn't realize that upgrade thing. I thought that was like a permanent thing they were doing through the life of the console. That they were just getting rid of this concept of having these ridiculous generations. But I don't know.
Yeah,
first party, I think for sure is going to be like that. But
okay.
They can't control third party, is what it is. So.
Yeah. Let me say this, I guess. I don't remember the specifics of that reveal, but I can tell you that I guess I tend to be kind of an Xbox person. I've grown to accept that I'm an Xbox person, and with Game Pass and everything that's been going on and changes in my habits, I'm probably going to be interested in the Xbox pretty soon after it comes out, and just going with Game Pass and digital. And I'm definitely interested, maybe more interested than I am in the PS5. Was that the question?
What's the big draw for you to get the Series X right away? Because granted, none of the first party games that are allegedly going to be, because did they have a set date yet, Josh, for the Xbox reveal? No.
I think the reveal is supposed to be next month. They didn't say the day yet, but they said it's next month, basically.
My only question for that is because everything for the first 2 years, I think they said, is going to be on Xbox One as well. Everything first party will be Xbox One X, or Xbox One and Series X. So, like, to me, like, that's the biggest anti-upgrade for me. So,
well, when I said right away, for me, right away means maybe within the first year.
Sure.
Yeah.
And maybe I just meant of the next console generation, it might be the first one that I go with.
Bill, aren't you pro Xbox? You're an Xbox boy, aren't you?
I just come here for Eric's beard, so I'm just waiting.
Yeah, break.
So Eric, will you restrict your new Xbox to like 1 per room or like 2 per room, 2 per floor? What's it gonna be?
It'll
How
probably.
many?
You're so funny. It'll probably be 1. Sir, how am I supposed to? This is a ridiculous question. 1 per floor. We might get the kids one eventually. We eventually got them an Xbox, but they're super into the Switch right now, which is driving me crazy. And we have 2 of those, and there's still not enough. But I don't know. I don't know.
You don't rank.
I don't know how to answer that question, Ryan, because I can't tell you there's any software that's really compelling to me.
Is it just because it's new that you know? Because
I always like the new hardware, and I don't know. I guess I like what I'm seeing with. Look, let me maybe state it this way. Game Pass, and I'm not the first person to say this. Game Pass has maybe changed the way I think about buying games. Maybe I'll just go with that and just have this. And I used to really not like this kind of stuff, but maybe I'll just go with that. And if PlayStation had something like that, the PlayStation 5, that sounds really compelling to me if they actually have PS4 backward compatibility, because I never got a PS4 Pro. So I'd like something a little bit more powerful, but for 4K. But I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess maybe it's the whole ecosystem of what Xbox is doing that maybe appeals to me with Game Pass, and I may just carry that forward and go all digital and all subscription based in the future. And I think Microsoft has an advantage there. I think they might be onto something. And, they were trying to do this. I will always claim that what Microsoft tried to do in 2013 that everybody rallied against, they've Trojan horsed us into that anyway. They've done exactly what they wanted to do in 2013. They just did it. They just retreated, didn't really talk about it, and kind of Trojan horsed all that stuff in. And it's actually not that bad, and I'm getting used to it, and it might be the way to go. So it's maybe their ecosystem that I'm mostly interested in.
I think maybe they implemented versions of what the plan was before, but they did it in a less crappy way just due to the change in management.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's less crappy than it was, but
it's the same idea, but not as terrible.
I agree. It's the same. It's the same motivation. It's the same kind of. Yeah. I'll agree with that.
They
slightly differently, but the goals are similar.
What they did with Game Pass is what Microsoft's also done for Office, where you would buy Office and you'd be set for life, unless you wanted to upgrade to like 2016 or But generally, like I have 2010, and I can still use my 2010, and I can get whatever I need to get done for like Word documents, if not Excel spreadsheets and whatnot. But I think they know they can trick you into paying $10 a month for 365. And we have support for you, or something like that. It's what it is. They got you to the subscription base because they know they'll make more over time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Not everyone is crazy like like me and you, Eric, where we buy multiple new things. Basically, they realize you probably make more money. The average gamer probably buys 2 games a year new, and then but if they can trick you into buying this subscription, that's constant money coming into their ecosystem, and then you can get away from selling. They know GameStop's going away. That's whatever it is, it might be another 5 years, 10 years, but they know this way they're covered, and they have they can get their games out to people. I love Game Pass for the reason that their first party games go straight to there. Now PlayStation has now, and they have exclusives that are on there, but they will take them back. Like Uncharted 4 was on there, and it just got pulled off, and they put Spider-Man, I think, on there now.
Mm-hmm.
But if the PlayStation games, I'd be happy with them just, even if they wanted to maybe not put them day one, but maybe let's say 6 months down the road, you'll know. It's kind of like maybe the HBO philosophy. You pay for, if you want it brand new, this is what it costs. But if you wait 6 months, here's the game on PlayStation now, and it'll be there forever. Because they have 400 games listed. If Caleb's still in the chat, he was the one trying it out. I was hoping Caleb would do a video for it because he was actually trying it out. Because I am generally curious. I am generally curious about PlayStation now, but it's not as, I guess, good of a deal as Game Pass right now, and it probably needs to get rebranded for PlayStation 5 because I saw a story today, I think, or it was yesterday, that there's 10 million subscribers to Game Pass right now, and I think for PlayStation Now, even though it has a significantly better sell rate with over 100 million units sold for PlayStation 4, they only have 2.1 million subscribers to PlayStation Now, as opposed to probably I think 40 million Xboxes sold with 10 million users. That's a quarter of your fan base is on that platform.
I just want to say I didn't realize how hilarious it is that Game Pass has the games right away, but PlayStation Now has them later.
Yeah.
It's called now, but it's later.
Yep. When will then be now?
Then.
Sorry, maybe this is too disruptive, but how does PlayStation Now work? Contrast it to Game Pass.
Sure. From my understanding, you can download PlayStation 2 games and PlayStation 4 games to the hard drive like you do on Game Pass. But PS3 games, you have to stream them. Like, you can stream these games, and from my understanding, they definitely work better than they first started off doing. But I heard there's some lag a little bit.
So if you're playing let's say you're playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3 on PS3, you're probably going to notice it because of the Twitch reflexes in it that have the extra 30 milliseconds or whatever it adds to stream basically the video from their servers to your PS4. So you're going to feel that lag a little bit. But if you're playing,
go ahead.
Yeah, but if you're playing something a little more slow paced or something that maybe you wouldn't feel the lag as much, you probably could get used to the way it feels. You know what I mean?
Unless you've got a connection, then.
Yeah, and the connection probably make it even better. Yeah, too. Might depend on your connection.
It's still a subscription service that gives you access to a library of games, and you pay for it monthly or whatever.
Yeah, it's twice as much as Game Pass, I think.
It's twice as much?
Not in the States. It's $10 a month still.
Oh, yeah, I think they lowered it. Never mind.
They did, because it had a really... So this has been around since... I think it's for 6 years now. PlayStation Now has been around. But when they launched it, it had a real... So it launched before Game Pass. But the thing is, it was like... I think you had to pay for the hours for it. I think so.
It was like you rented by certain time amounts. And it went past the actual cost of the game if you rented it for a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So they also said absolutely nothing about it. They didn't promote it at all. So that's part of the reason no one used it. Because they just never mentioned it. It's like, we're doing this thing and we're never mentioning it again.
Yeah, I think it's a case of Xbox branding it better, having better their first party games on it, having I feel like they have a new game on there every 2 weeks they have a drop hey, here's 3 more games you can play, and it just feels like they're constantly talking about it, constantly messaging it, and they always have good deals on it too. So all that together makes it just a better service.
It's going to be a huge part of their plans going forward. I mean, maybe I'm stating the obvious, but
yeah,
this is a big deal. Microsoft is setting up to change things in a serious way.
You go down Best Buy and look at the physical media area, for their games now. It's shrunk, at least in my area. Yeah. DVD area is shrunk. DVD used to have 10 rows in Best Buy, and it's down to 4 now. If not DVDs, they have HD, 4K, Blu-rays. Hard to get excited about a Blu-ray reveal and unboxing, but when there's 4K ones coming out still, so shout out to Barry Amars and his YouTube channel unboxing Blu-rays. No, I was gonna say Top Spot was saying he said he finished Uncharted 2 on PlayStation Now. He's basically streaming. He said it felt like he played on the PS3 and he couldn't tell there was lag or stutter. And then he said, I've heard it's gotten significantly better with the streaming part of it. I think because for the architecture, they have to emulate the PS3. They can't put it on the hardware like with PS2. They can do it with the downloading it to the hard drive. For PS3 games, I think you can only stream on PlayStation now.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, look,
And obviously the downloading wasn't a feature right away for a long time. That's a more recent addition that you can download stuff.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said, I've heard it's a better service, but better service than it was. But I think it probably needs a rebranding, rename it for PlayStation 5, because PlayStation doesn't have to put their games day one on PlayStation now, because they clearly walked away with this, generation. It's only a few behind Game Boy, I think, right now, a couple of million behind Game Boy. So for total sales, so there's no need to. It's kind of like how if it was closer, when PlayStation 3 fell behind, they had to do things to catch up to the 360. Like they didn't charge for having Netflix when you had to pay for live to watch Netflix on your Xbox back 10 years ago, and then Netflix had a counter. They don't have to counter yet. They can do this, work out their kinks, and maybe something PlayStation 5 rebrand, relaunch. Who knows? So I kind of want PlayStation to do it. It'd be great, because when you see games like with the State of Play this last week with Ghost of Tsushima, I can't say this. Ghost of Tsushima. Thank you. I am interested in playing that game. I will play it this year. I am probably not day one on it yet, even though it comes out a week before my birthday, and I always like to treat myself to something nice on my birthday. I don't know if I'm going to be day one on it, because I just know PlayStation is not like Nintendo, where Black Friday comes and you're getting games that came out that year for like $20 or less. I know me and you, Eric, we're always looking for each other on our list here of what games we're wanting to buy. And I generally will only buy one or two games new a year, and then Black Friday comes and I got myself a giant stack of games that came out from this year. And it's great for Xbox, because like you wouldn't have to wait for that, and you can buy the game on sale later in the year if you dying to play it. Like, it was great that they dropped Streets of Rage 4 on Game Pass day one.
That was awesome.
I got to play it right away, try it out. Play as Blaze, the best character in the game.
Absolutely.
Except apparently that version was like an incomplete build, the one that went on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to see if when that gets patched, I'll play it.
Yesterday. You got patched yesterday.
Okay. I haven't had my Xbox on, so.
Yeah, they patched that, and they patched the live version, Windows Live version, which is also the same version on Game Pass for PC. So I tried trying it out, and it wouldn't even boot for me, which is one of the main glitch for Windows Live version, is that it just would get stuck on the menu screen. Like, you boot and you get stuck. And it happened to my machine. So they said they've patched that, and they patched I think it was, I know Jeremy was the one who forwarded me that information, but I believe it was the combos are nerfed on the Xbox version. So some characters weren't getting as strong. It was harder. It was a harder version. It was gimped, because some characters, you're landing the combo, they're not delivering the amount of damage that they're supposed to deliver. So, but that got patched yesterday. So go back and play Streets of Rage 4.
Okay, good to know. Thanks.
So,
but man, Game Pass PC, I will say that is living up to its beta handle, because certain games just will not patch. Mm-hmm. It's good that one did, but I've switched mostly to playing games on PC at this point. But Bloodstained is one of the few games I have to go back to the Xbox for, because I don't know what it is about that game on PC Game Pass specifically, but it's like the initial build unpatched. So it just will not run. But they've never patched it. It's insane. When they first put Darksiders 3 on there, they did the same thing, but that got patched and it ended up being fine. Not Bloodstained. I don't know what it is about that one specific game.
Bill, you got... Sorry for that. I was going to say, Bill, you got Game Pass, right?
Yeah, somehow I do, yeah.
Did you... Go ahead. I was going to say, did you get on that deal with the... that they kind of dropped on us with E3 last year, where it's like if you have live and you pay $1, it converts your live subscription?
No, I got it when I got the console. There was some opening deal you get 3 months for something. It was crazy cheap, right? $6 or something. And then when it came to renew, one, because I'm lazy and stupid, I forgot to cancel it. But two, it was only like $6 again for another 3 months or something. So I'm like, oh, all right, let's go again. And then, like you said, the Streets of Rage dropped, and so that just made it all worth it. One, I was finally using Game Pass because I game on there. I got some use out of the console. But Eric, do you have a comb for the beard? Do you have a specific comb?
Really?
Or-
No, I don't have a comb. I don't do
Really?
anything to it.
It is magnificent.
You know,
really.
it's not. It's not.
It
combed.
is.
It's all a rag.
I love it.
Do you buy beard butter or anything for that?
Yeah.
No, I don't do anything.
When everything gets opened up again, are you going to go to these men's salons that do super trendy stuff with beards?
I don't think so. Because I think is that I don't. Was there a joke there? I'm sorry.
I love you, Eric. I love you. Glad to see you.
No, I'm gonna shave it off.
No, don't. Keep
Buy
it
some.
going.
Buy beard butter. It smells great in your beard.
It's
Well, I don't know about your beard. I bought it for this thing, and it smells fantastic. I'm telling you.
And what else does it do other than smell?
I guess it conditions your beard, so it's not so scratchy and itchy.
Nice.
So just using soap isn't.
Well, you're supposed to like whatever if you wash your face or get out of the shower, then basically just rub it through your beard, put it in your hands, rub it through your beard, and away you go.
Yeah, the skin
Were you
already
at least
really dry,
using?
especially with super long beards.
Weren't you using hair conditioner on it at least?
Me? No.
Yeah,
No.
you got to.
Like I said, I might use the same bar soap I use to wash my face with it. Just all
Well,
that.
same one he wipes his crouch down with. It's the same one he wipes his face with.
What? I didn't catch that.
The same bar of soap that you wipe your crouch down with is the same one you wipe your face down
Well,
with.
we don't need to go into a lot of details. I'm just saying, yeah, whatever. I don't have any special products, okay? There's shampoo, there's bar soap.
If he's not brushing his beard, he probably doesn't have separate bar soaps. I'll say that much.
Yeah. Okay. No, this is just to grow out while I'm working from home.
Pure Q dog.
Joking aside,
Yeah.
definitely moisturize the beard because the skin underneath gets super dry. And not that I do a whole bunch of crap, but I do simple stuff. But I do recommend like a small comb for like the mustache for trimming. That makes it a lot easier.
Just
All
go
right.
to go to Target. There's a section, Eric. You can get the travel sizes, which I did. It's only $6. It's worth it.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
get
whole
Melissa
thing
to
was
rub it
made
in.
with
Nice beard trimmer, so there's that at least.
I do have a trimmer. I do have a beard trimmer. Melissa
Yeah.
got me a trimmer last year. So I could.
That can be part of you and Melissa's thing you do together. She can
Condition the beard.
part of the massage.
Don't you guys want
The-
to talk about PlayStation or something else? Anything else?
Sure.
Hey, I stayed quiet all this time just so I
You
could have
just
this
came out here
moment.
to talk about the beard. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I make no promises. This is what it is for now.
Sure.
What else is growing out there, Eric, for this whole thing?
What the hell? What? The lawn is growing out. It's growing.
Oh, very
well.
good.
We had some nice weather. No snow like you had 2 weeks ago. I feel like I got to be out there every week mowing the damn thing.
That's
Well, it's
unfortunate.
better than me. I got scorched earth out there. Nothing. The grass is horrible. Grub infested, dandelion infested, patchy. No good.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. I've been watching YouTube videos on lawn care equipment. And now I want to buy a bunch of stuff.
Well, that's because you didn't
Go
you're not-
electric.
You're not gonna have to go to conventions right now anymore this year.
Yeah,
So
I know.
plenty of other money to spend on lawn equipment.
I've actually been spending, speaking of the collection, I've been spending my money on, some off things that I've been waiting to get for a long time. I never pulled the trigger on. So
eBay or stores.
well, I'm getting close to doing eBay. I wanna get some stuff sold on eBay. I was listening to Derek and Chris Roberts, their podcast, and they got me inspired to try to sell some stuff. And
We got some '90s hip hop cassettes or something.
no, just old video games, just old video game stuff to finally get rid of.
Oh yeah, some of that. Like you just hear like Wii Sports is like a $20 game now.
Yeah, I know. I wish I had a bunch.
Oh,
of
more than that.
but
Yeah, I'm saying like I saw that just piled up before at Goodwill's, and I'm like now I'm like hoping Goodwill opens back up.
yeah.
I think I've got a second copy if anyone's looking for it.
Yeah, to sell on eBay, I would.
Yeah, I would put it with a console and sell that in a second. It's just flying the Wii stuff, or it
I
was.
don't mind giving someone a deal if they're looking for it. I'll although I don't know how many people are looking for Wii Sports at this point.
What's the deal with that? Is it because of that college game? I keep seeing. I think Derek's showing it. Like, is it 2014 or something like that? Because it's like the last year what they had the college license or something, and that's why it's expensive.
That's my understanding. It's just the last NCAA game.
Yeah, that's mind-boggling.
Yeah, because sports games are. You can find them brand new at $5 and below now. You can buy the last year's model. So.
Yeah.
But,
I actually picked up that Tiger Woods one a couple years ago at Salvation Army for a few bucks, and now they're telling I knew that one was desirable. I have no idea why that particular one is desirable, but
for the Wii?
Yeah, Tiger Woods PGA Masters whatever 2012 is like a $50 game. It's always been up there. It's always been a desirable game. I'm not exactly sure why. But
isn't the last Tiger Woods game for the Wii, or
I have no idea why. It came out on all the
lost everybody. Are we back?
The PS3 too.
You see me?
Yeah, Bill, we never lost you. You might have lost us, but we never lost you.
Can you hear us? We can see you, Bill.
We can see you, Bill. Must have lost us, but we can see.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say the Tiger Woods on the Wii is actually it's a good game. It's fun. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Motion controls.
Tiger Woods Masters game.
Yeah.
Is it like arcadey or something like that, or? I guess Bill must have lost it.
The Tiger Woods one?
Yeah, I was gonna say what's the deal with it? Is it just like a regular standard old golf sim game?
Well, yeah, it's more realistic, kind of. Like they add arcadey stuff too. Like while the ball's in the air, you can add spin to your ball by doing this to it with the controller, and you could add the Wii Fit board to it for a little bit more simulation with your stance and stuff like that. They put a little bit of effort into it, and it's good. Like you do some frisbee golf on it.
Some frolf.
Yep.
Live to frolf.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. Like I've sold some stuff because that's what I used to buy. When I was fixing up my computer here, I sold some stuff because I didn't want to buy a new computer, and I just bought a bunch of used parts to kind of fix my machine and upgrade the hard drive. And now I have a gaming computer here if I really wanted it to be a gaming computer. So I sold some spare parts on eBay, and I sold a wrestling shirt that essentially paid for my graphics card. So that's the thing, man. You gotta go to a certain period of wrestling, vintage wrestling shirts, because people like to go to those wrestling shows flocking vintage shirts, saying like, yeah, I was a fan back in '96 when Stone Cold blew up. So they want that vintage shirt for that reason. So those they don't want the reprints. They want the original. So that's other thing.
Well, boys, I got to take off in a minute.
Thanks for stopping. Appreciate.
I want to jump ahead though and show you one pickup. If
Go
I
ahead,
can
I'm gonna put on full screen here.
Sweet.
Yeah, Sauce. I thought you knew how to work this program. You don't need to boot everyone. You can just have me present.
Really? How do I do that?
Yeah. Look in all the little thumbnails at the bottom. There's like a silhouetted person on each box. You just click that, and you'll make that person full screen.
Oh, there you go.
Hey,
Problem solved.
There you go. Thanks for the tip.
I got this game this week from my partner of the STC podcast, Sega CD game.
What?
He was looking for stuff to sell. He was going through all of his storage containers at work, and he was gathering stuff to get on this eBay binge that everyone's doing. Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, you got Sega CD game? I'll take that. You don't even have a Sega CD. I'll take that. And he said, okay, you can have it. And I said, well, let's look it up. I'll give you a fair price for it. And he said, no, just go ahead and take it. So I think this is like when you have a fight with your wife and you buy her like a bracelet or something afterwards. I think that's what this was.
And the soundboard comes out.
Is it because like you went like 2 weeks without doing a show that he did it for you?
Yeah, I think so. So because he won't let me talk to our viewers. So.
Yeah.
Hey, but you're back, well, maybe for the last time, as the headline says.
Yeah, we are recording tomorrow night around this time. Yeah, at this time. And we will acknowledge the chat. We will.
Really?
And it'll be a fun, happy record. Everyone is predetermined to be very happy for it. And yeah, so it's going to be good.
Speaking of acknowledging things, that was the Jurassic
Guys,
Park
tune
Sega
into
CD
that.
game for the audio version.
What's up?
It's the Jurassic Park
What's
Sega
that?
CD game for the audio version of this. It's
Oh,
Jurassic
yeah.
Park on Sega CD.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, listening back, to the audio version.
Do you have a Sega CD, Bill?
So I do, yeah. I picked one up. I think it was last spring, a year ago, at a automotive flea market, the big automotive flea market. That happens twice a year here.
Yeah.
So it was either last year or the year before, and it all worked. So, but I have very few games for it. So that was cool to get that, and it's got the full motion stuff in it, full motion viz. So that'll be fun.
Well, people are big fans of the Genesis game, but I hated it back in the day. That was one of those very frustrating games for me, that Genesis Jurassic Park game. But I don't know. I'm curious about the Sega CD one because I felt the same way kind of about Spider-Man for the Genesis, but I really like the Sega CD version. And it's essentially the same game, but they kind of made it a better game. I heard Echo the Dolphins kind of the same exact way. So
yeah, exactly.
So
other than that, sorry guys to interrupt your show with hijinks.
Anything else you want to promote before you leave?
Oh.
Check out the vinyl collection weekly on the Start to Continue YouTube channel. That's where me and a bunch of guys sit down on the floor, go through some records, look through it. And you don't have to be a vinyl guy to like it. Just, we're just chatting, hanging out.
I can vouch for that. I'm not a vinyl guy, and I've been enjoying them. So
hey, thanks, Josh. So come over, check it out. Come in the chat. We'll acknowledge you in the chat, and I also just posted a link right in the chat. If you want to jump in the show as a caller, you can come right in and say hi. It's no big deal. You guys should do that here. Just throw the link in the chat. Who cares who comes up?
Well, we went through that before. Never again.
Yeah, you can just boot them. It makes the show interesting, right?
It's true.
I repeat, never again.
It doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt anything. No one gets hurt, and then it's just interesting. It's just interesting to see people.
Interesting is a word for it.
Yeah,
never again.
Definitely was some interesting parts that's happened before. With
yeah.
Hey, that's the most watched episode that I watched of yours over and over again. All right, thanks guys for having me. See you later.
Thanks, Bill.
See you, Bill.
See ya.
See ya. I'm waiting to see if he learns how to leave here now. There he goes. I could have booted him, but he's still there. I could put him back to the stream. He didn't quite leave. I can see you, Bill. I can add you. There you go. See, now he's gone. I could have done that to him, but I'm not. But I'm a good guy. I'm a nice guy. But yeah, good chatting with Bill there. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I mean, I guess we can get back to a little more video game chat right here because PlayStation had some news today. They dropped the VR demo for Iron Man VR. So I played it. No one else played it.
I didn't play it yet.
Eric, do you have VR? PlayStation VR?
I do. I have PlayStation VR. That's the one I went with. So you say a demo's dropped? Maybe I'll check
for Iron Man VR. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems pretty cool.
We can talk over Josh. Did you play it? Sorry.
You're good.
Okay.
I didn't play it. No, I didn't play it. I downloaded it. That's it.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah.
No, I played it before coming on here. So I played it right before, and then I ate dinner that came on here. I enjoyed it a lot. Also because like the whole waiting for Black Friday deals, unless it was on PlayStation Now. I know it's a budget game. I think it's only $40 new in the US when it launches in July. But I found it to be a lot of fun. Finette, what did you think of it?
It's interesting. It is fun, but like there's a lot to get used to in terms of like you have to get really good at multitasking the processes because I don't know if they did a dodging tutorial that I missed out on, but you just have to point the repulsors the other way and do a boost.
Yep.
It's really hard to dodge the fire in that.
Yeah, the one area when you're like you get. I don't know if you see on the original trailer for this reveal. It's like you get shot out of a plane, and then you're shooting against these drones, with your hand cannons, and they're shooting at you, but they never really tell you how to like, I don't know, drift or something like that away from them. They never really tell you that. You kind of have to figure that on your own, which is I found that you have to point your hands to the side and double click, which is the boost. So you go like this. But like I died one time because I was just standing dead center, just shooting at everybody around me when you're supposed to be
shot.
Yeah, should be doing some dodging here. I like the tutorial was like a little bit. It took me a little bit to understand what I was trying to do because it's like it says put your hands back and push back, and I'm like I am doing it, but I apparently wasn't doing it correctly. So
yeah, and it's it depends. Like sometimes one of my move controllers will just disappear and not be registered. Mm-hmm. That's more so a Beat Saber problem, which I did play a little bit after, and it's been a while, and I'm going to be in pain later. But yeah, it's like you don't want to put your hands like fully behind your back, so it's a pain in the butt extra there. It's like more the position of your hands rather like more the position of your wrist and the controller rather than like your arms necessarily. You don't have to like put your hands actually behind you. So just to your side and you turn your wrist.
Did you play standing up or sitting down?
Standing up.
See, I played it sitting down. And maybe I should have played standing up, but I want to sit down. And it even tells you got the option to sit up or stand up or play down. But I can tell you because the game's got a fully 360, so 360 gameplay where you have to turn around. I could feel the cord just like wrapping around me, and I'm like pulling the cord, throw it around my back basically because I could feel it when I'm turning around to look at these drones coming from behind me. I could just feel the cord just wrapping around me, and I'm like, oh.
You were using the snap turning.
Snap turning?
Yeah, with the
I forgot all about that. That's right. That wasn't the tutorial.
Like the top outer face button on each one. So like the top left on the left one and the top right on the right one.
I forgot
that was like snap movement. So you have to do the snap movement. You have to dodge with the boost. You have to keep up. You have to keep boosting to stay aloft, and you have to shoot these things. It's a lot to get used to.
But if they're gonna do an Iron Man game, granted there's the Avengers is coming out. This is probably though like the best thing for Iron Man as opposed to like Spider-Man, how Spider-Man swings to the city, for his games. This is, and the only way I say it is because when you think of the Avengers, like the Avengers movies, when you see Robert Downey Jr., it's just like the laser light show in his face, and this is kind of like that where you see the helmet come over your face and then everything boots up for you and everything. So it's fun. It definitely is going to take some getting used to, but I imagine once you get used to it, it's probably a better experience. It took me.
I played through it once, so it's not a huge sample size here, but it definitely shows you the aspects of being Iron Man that would be a pain in the ass.
Yeah. There's they also give you a free skin if you download the demo of if you buy the game, you'll have this free skin, which
in the full game, you mean?
What's up?
In the full game, you mean it'll unlock.
Yes.
Okay.
Which in a first person view, it's almost kind of, in my opinion, worthless, but hey, it's fun. Something free, It'll
change what your arms look like.
Yeah. Well, let me look down at my arms here. But no, it's a nice bonus that they threw in there. I'm glad they did. I wish more games threw you demos. We'll talk about, since one of the other Summer Game Fest big reveals this year, or what was a week ago, was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 or 3 1+2 remaster, that they are redoing the first two games, combining it, and then adding features from Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, like the revert and the spine transfer.
Spine transfer, wall plant, revert. That's it, right? The manual's already in 2, so that's
manual's in 2. That was the addition of 2 to help extend your combos.
Basically, all the tricks that you'd imagine playing like a later Tony Hawk game, except for getting off your board, which
so they stop before underground.
Yeah, basically all the way up to 4. You have all the tricks and moves from that, and actually they added ground tricks too, which it was basically you do manuals and you can do tricks on your board on the ground, which is nice. So they're just trying to make the game play like apparently the people were testing the game out and they were trying to do reverts with the shoulder buttons. And they're like, wait, maybe we should put that in the game. And then they ended up putting it in there. So that's cool.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I was mentioning to a friend of mine who is probably the best Tony Hawk player I know. I remember just like sitting around and playing maybe I want to say Thug, maybe it was Thug or 1 or 2. And there was one like bonus challenge, which was like I was trying for like an hour to get this damn score. And the guy was just like, hold on, let me try it. And he got it done in like 2 minutes. He's like, here you go. It was nothing. It was like I couldn't advance to the next level until I got that score. And I'm like, God damn it, this is hard. And he's just like on. And he's like, when in college, I used to get so high and just play this game. He's like, all I would do is just play this game all day. So and he's like, yeah, it's Tony Hawk 1, 2, and 3 are like, or well, 3 especially. He told me it was his favorite one. And I was telling him, I was like, hey, did you see this? He's like, and then I told him reverts were ready. He's like, there you go, I'm set. He's like, yeah. He goes, that's when they added that. He's like, I can make unstoppable combos. Basically, you can keep endlessly doing your combos and not break them. So he was excited about that being part of it. I know most of the soundtrack is there. Only missing 5 songs at the moment so far from the game. I think they're still trying to get them, but it has to do with licensing. Like you have to get all these bands because it's licensed music. So
yeah.
But a lot of the tracks that are there, I'm very happy with.
I got Superman by Goldfinger, so I was happy. I was like, okay, I can play Warehouse, listen to Superman, I'm good.
Yeah, and I think Suicide Machine is down there. Dead Kennedys. I was very happy about like the ones that are there. When I was tying this back to the demo, is that if you pre-order it, you get the demo, which is kind of disappointing because the demo for the Warehouse. Because I remember when Tony Hawk first came out, there was that PlayStation demo, and I didn't have a PS1, but a buddy of mine did, and I remember going to his house, and I think it was like a place or Pizza Hut thing in the States where if you bought a pizza, you got the demo disc for it. And I remember just playing. We played that for hours, just the Warehouse, and it was just whatever, a couple tracks that all of you get to hear. So, of course, Goldfinger, Superman gets burned in your head. That belongs in Warehouse, So
yeah, I think that's probably the same. Something like that must have happened to me because I think about the original Tony Hawk, and that's the song that comes in pops into my head. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Actually, if you guys want to see some gameplay, I know this is a weird place to look, but the Jack Black's YouTube channel has gameplay of this game, like about maybe Javelinsky games. Yeah, and he went and saw Tony Hawk and all that and hung out with him and skated with him, and then they played this game, and actually it's all Warehouse footage, but if you want to see it like in action, that's probably the best pull it
up here real quick here.
Yeah, that's like the best gameplay I've seen of it. I mean, it's amateur gameplay except for when Tony plays, but they're playing together and the graphics look really nice. So I was like pretty impressed. And go ahead.
No, I was gonna say there's a question related to this, Josh. Maybe I heard most of the original skaters are back from the first 2 games. Did they confirm that they got everyone back from that, or did they?
Yeah. We don't know about the bonus characters, but all the skaters actually went and got rescanned in modern day skins. So they're going to be old guys. It's going to be like a 48-year-old Tony Hawk there, skateboarding. That's cool.
I did see like they reimaged Tony Hawk. I just didn't know if it was.
Yeah, they reimaged all of them. Yeah, before all the quarantine stuff happened, they did all that. So, I like the studio though, Vicarious Visions. They did the Crash remasters like 2 years ago, and then they actually made the Game Boy Advance Tony Hawk games too back in the day, which were actually like a isometric view Tony Hawk, and they were really fun. So they kind of have some experience with the series as well, which is nice.
Let's see if I can share the screen here. But no,
you probably have to it's scrubbed a little bit, maybe like 2 more minutes past that. Yeah, there it is. They're playing it.
No, I see your comment there.
That's Tony Hawk 5, man.
What?
Yeah, that's the wrong one.
All right, well, stop sharing.
Tony Hawk 5 ever the right one?
No.
Eric, I played it I own it for the Dreamcast, and that's my preferred one playing it for the first 2 games because it looks pretty. That's what I played the most because I had burnt copies back in the day, so I played the shit out of it on the Dreamcast the most.
Are you talking about 2 now or 1?
1 and 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I had a Dreamcast before I had a PlayStation 1, so I played it. Yeah, I got my PlayStation 1 the week of PlayStation 2 because a guy got a better selling it to me for $20 with a third-party controller. He got more money for that than he did trying to sell it to GameStop for trading, because that's and it's probably going to happen with what do you call it, PlayStation. I wouldn't say you're going to get $20 for it, but I imagine when people try to dump all their consoles on before PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X comes out, I imagine it's sorry, I'm just looking at this Jack Black thing. I imagine that's got to be the same video.
It might be. Maybe I was not thinking right.
But no, that's so he told me he's like $20 is yours. He's like, I think he said they either didn't tell him they would take it because they had so many for the PlayStation ones, or that it just basically he was saying it was a better deal than what GameStop was offering. So because he was already buying, he was already gonna buy the PlayStation 2, was already paid off, but yeah, I'm not seeing it. I bet you that was just the clip of the warehouse, because I didn't see him interviewing people right now, other skaters.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was, and I was just like overreacting, or just like, oh, that didn't look right. I don't know.
That's probably it right here. Well, I'll bring it back up.
But yeah, I mean, it looks nice. Like I'm pretty excited about that game. I have a lot of experience with the series. I played every single one of the PlayStation ones, and I got really deep into Tony Hawk Underground and 2. And I even played some of the other ones, like American Wasteland. So it's one of my favorite, like, arcadey, like extreme sports games. So
one of the best sports games you can play.
Yeah,
American Wasteland was like the last somewhat good one.
Yeah,
at that point.
I love Thug, because like 4, I didn't like 4, and I know people say 4 is like the last good one, and I don't agree. I think 4 was, I hated the whole like open world aspect of having to get off and talk to people. I just like when you start it up, you have your challenges and go. You know, I like that. Play the music and go. I don't like just being around. What's it called? I didn't like that whole part of 4. And I like Thug. Thug did it right with the further story mode and whatnot. But for me, I was not the.
I thought Thug was cool because they like amped it up. Like they'd be like, "Hey, you got to jump over this helicopter and get a picture of yourself," or they actually have kind of cool set pieces that you could do, which I thought that was fun.
You had a rival too, and
and the rival at the end's like doing this crazy combo line, and you have to like follow him and make the combo better. And yeah, it's a fun game.
Games would adapt years later. The helicopter set pieces.
Yeah, true.
Like I don't know, but like I know when it comes to stuff like this, like I haven't played Skate, but I've seen like how Skate plays, and it doesn't seem very appealing to me. Like when I play a skateboard game, I just want to play like Tony Hawk.
Yeah, I like Skate 3 quite a bit, but it's a completely different experience. It's more of a, I feel it's a little more, the controls are a little more complicated, but the game feels a little more casual somehow. It's just kind of like you're just chilling and skating around. There's challenges you got to do, but it's not more. It's because you can't really do the crazy like 900s and stuff. It's more realistic. So it's like, oh yeah, you got to do like, you got to get this much points, but it's like, oh, I'm just doing like variations on kickflips and stuff. Nothing like super wacky like they do in Tony Hawk, where you like smack the wall and do a flip and all sorts of crazy
unrealistic, unrealistic sport. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's fun. Like it's this arcadey game. So
I hope, and I know Josh, you said it. So it's not an original take, but I hope Spider-Man is in the game, and if it's a PlayStation exclusive because of the Spider-Man game, so be it. But Spider-Man is my favorite character to play in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 because he has all those webbing tricks where your board flies away and you just grab it and you can do your 900s with the spider web and everything. It's so much. It's an even more ridiculously fun game when you have stuff like that.
If they don't,
and then just like in the modern movies, you can do a flip.
Yeah.
If they don't add him, I mean, I had heard, I think it was on Kind of Funny that he was like, "Hey, they did Crash Bandicoot. Maybe they'll have Crash Bandicoot in there as a skateboarder." I'm like, I mean, I would play. It'd be kind of cool. Why not? But we'll see.
They're gonna have some special characters, like, and I imagine Officer Dick's gonna be there because.
Oh yeah,
they own probably the rights to that character, unlike probably Darth Maul or Wolverine or anything like they had from the later games, or Doom Guy, But
we'll see.
Put Michael J. Fox in it, or Marty McFly with the hoverboard.
Hey, I would play that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
It would be cool to have like some kind of modern tie-in characters just to tie it back.
Yeah, Top Spot's like, oh, Crash could use his boogie board. That'd be fun. I would play that.
But no, that was a good reveal. And then the funny thing is, what it's called, it was kind of teased, I think, right before the show, where I think I don't know if you called it, Josh, or not, but he mentioned like, what's your favorite PlayStation 1 game or something like that. And I saw maybe your response saying like Tony Hawk or something like that. And sure enough, it was right there. And I was like, whoa, Josh. Like I said, I think this is a budget game. I think it's only $40 at launch. So it's not bad, but they have a cool special edition where if you buy, you get
Birdman skate deck.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Teen Wolf would be a cool addition for the game. Just some retro hype. You know, that always seems to get it, kind of like when Turtles was revealed in Injustice 2. That was like they showed what Starfire and someone else, and everyone's like, and then they showed Turtles. Everyone's like, oh, that was like, it's kind of what. Well, maybe we can talk about this right now with the MK11. They always kind of do that with Nether Realms. They give like probably 2 characters they want to put in the game, and then a fan favorite for the DLC packs. And the most recent one is they did RoboCop. RoboCop's now part of Mortal Kombat, which I thought was pretty cool because they got Peter Weller, who is the actor for RoboCop, to I'll also pull up some gameplay footage of this here too. But yeah, as a fan of RoboCop, I think that's pretty neat. Well, let me pull that up here. Because they have him and Shiva from the classic games, and I'm not quite sure who the other character is. It's from maybe a Mortal Kombat game I never played, but this kind of sets up the. Well, of course, there's an ad. Sets up the RoboCop versus Terminator, which was once a video game.
And a comic.
I was not aware of the comic.
It was a comic first, I believe.
Close back just a little bit because they have
conversation though, so I'll be right back.
Sure.
The opportunity to step away for a minute.
Sure. Yeah, they kind of they tease right here, and it's cool that they have Ed 209 in there right now from RoboCop, and one of his fatalities is Ed 209.
One question: do they have a fatality where you shoot a guy in the dick?
He does, and you see it at the end of this right here.
I had to ask. I mean, it's RoboCop, so
it's weird. You know, the funny thing is, I saw this because they got what's called Peter Weller to do the voiceover for RoboCop, and they got the actor who was the voice actor for Spawn in the animated series to be the voice of Spawn in this game, and they got the likeliness of Arnold, but they could not get Arnold to do the voice acting for this game, and he did the voice acting for the Predator game, which is out now. So, which is a smaller game, but they got Arnold to do that. You know, and I don't know if it was just maybe they couldn't come to an agreement, maybe I don't know. Maybe like the budget more for that Predator game went into what's it called? I'm
just watching this fatality. It's ridiculous. Oh, that's not even a fatality. No, it's like a bone breaker.
Yeah, it's just their bone breakers. I like I love Mortal Kombat 9. 10 was okay. I heard this one they made more like how Street Fighter plays were, and that to me is kind of disappointing. I like when I play a Mortal Kombat game, I like my up or like left right combos. I don't like doing quarter turns for Mortal Kombat. So
of course he has the little blade, whatever you call that, to stab him through.
There's your fatality right here.
And yeah, beautiful. He shot him in the head with the thing, and he shot it through the side, and he blew up and walked away from blowing up body. And yeah, that's Mortal Kombat.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
That's cool. That's really cool. I think Mortal Kombat does really good with their guest characters most of the time. And I'm not the biggest fighting game person, but I feel those are the only like style of fighters I actually will pick up and play a little bit of here and there. Like I like Injustice and Injustice 2. Mortal Kombat, I think the last one I played was 10 on Game Pass. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, granted, it's the one thing with the Mortal Kombat games, and I guess you could say all the NetherRealm games, They also, let's say I'll show this too. They also revealed friendships are now back, which are one of the key staples for, well, not key staples, but just a fun thing you could do alternative to fatalities. Back in the day. But they added friendships are now back, and they kind of had a trailer for that reveal too.
I'm kind of surprised that wasn't in there like before.
Yeah, I always like that in the Babalities, and I think 9 might have had it, but I don't think 10 did. But they got really more creative with it.
Yeah, it looks fun. Friggin' barbecuing, sandcastles.
Well, one of the big things, if you know about Mortal Kombat, is that Melina hasn't been back in the series, and the fans are there's like two giant groups of fans, and it seems like Ed Boon, who's the head guy of NetherRealms, they know people want Melina and they want Rain, and for some reason, it's kind of my big gripe right now is like, and maybe they know because they could sell their DLC packs by holding off on fan favorites and making people pay for it. I'm not a fan of the new characters that were in 10, so that was not my favorite part about it. I rather just have staples when it comes to classic characters. Oh, I'm sorry, that was also a teaser that I was going to talk about. I don't know if you ever parody of seen that internet parody for Sexy Sex Man. So Jax's Friendship is a parody of that, where they play Careless Whisper. So
that's funny. That's great. That's cool. They're really adding a lot to that game. That seems like a cool expansion. They're even doing story content from for a fighting game, like DLC story content, which you don't really see ever.
Well, I said like it's also why I held off on NetherRealm games, because there's going to be a complete edition with a K.
Yeah.
So, and I'll wait for that.
Eventually.
Well, I'm not going to be competitively playing Mortal Kombat. As much as I like Mortal Kombat, I'll hold off for a complete edition before I for that. I'll oppose. There's only like one fighting game that I probably would buy day one. Otherwise, I will wait for your Street Fighter 4 years of DLC pack. But,
the one you probably buy day one, Smash, right?
Smash and Marvel vs. Capcom. Those two are day ones for me. But everyone else will be wait for your complete edition. Give me your full roster. I'm not buying your game and then buying it again. No. But it's neat. It's nice that they keep doing all this stuff, that it's giving us these slow drips of games here coming out. I know for other sides PlayStation news, because we're the Playboys here, Josh. We Playboys. We had the big Last of Us 2 leak, and I think we both had something kind of spoiled for us.
Yeah,
so we won't talk about it because there's tons of just douchebags online right now, and it showed up in a YouTube thumbnail for me because I watched they had a story trailer for a launch trailer for Last of Us, and of course then there's all the anti-woke people basically putting their videos about how the franchise is ruined, and I'm like, Jesus.
We're going to lead towards assholes.
Yeah. So basically, I think we figured out we got the same thing spoiled. Basically, I typed in The Last of Us, and then an autofilled Ellie is blank. I'm not going to spoil it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we got the same exact spoiler. That's how I got my spoil. It was an autofill on YouTube.
No, I didn't get that in. Mine just popped in with a thumbnail with blank. Like it was in their picture, and I imagine it got taken down because then I saw a follow up. I eventually found out I don't know how to do it because I'll just have the YouTube app on my television, and I'll usually just watch some YouTube before I go to sleep or something like that from channels I do enjoy. And of course, because you like this, you might want to watch this. And I'm like, no, I do not want to watch that one person. So I just found out on your computer you can say do not show this channel. So I think we lost Q Dog there. But thanks for stopping by, Eric. Well, I know he was only gonna be with us for a limited time, but no, thanks for stopping by, Eric. No, so one of the things got probably spoiled for me, and like I said, I found out later that now you can say do not let this channel show up on my feed. So I was very happy about that because I don't ever want these people to ever show up on my feed.
And it's one of those things where the game is trying to say or do something that's a little more progressive, and of course, there's always this asshole.
Well, it goes against their channel's philosophy, basically, So I will not promote these channels Because especially because why are you? I get it because they have an agenda and it goes against their agenda and they want the views and then they want to complain about. Thanks for stopping by, Q Dogs. But it goes against their agenda and then they want because they're the ones spoiling it. They want them extra clicks for people who want to see what was spoiled. The big spoiler because I think 45 minutes of the gameplay was leaked in an important scene, and the hack happened because they found. A backdoor way through the gameplay for Uncharted 3 into the Naughty Dog servers. That's how they got leaked because they didn't find out till late that there was this patch. They patched it, but by this time the person already downloaded whatever the information from the game.
So what they do is they back up all their stuff on like an Amazon cloud server with a specific encrypted passcode, and that passcode was on the actual disc for Uncharted 3, and then of course data miners found that passcode and then locked all that information, a bunch of gameplay, and then it's out there.
So if you can hold off, don't ever look at the comments. Avoid the responses to the trailers on Twitter.
The trailer was great though. I enjoyed the trailer a lot.
The trailer was fantastic. I have my game paid for. It sucks that you have to dodge bullets for at least about another month. It comes out. So
I was I was lucky because I had a Best Buy Rewards $10 card, and it was literally that day it was going to expire. So I was like, oh shit, I should pre-order My Last of Us right now. So I got on that. So I'm getting it day one. I'm excited. Yeah,
me too. It's one of the two. There's two games I wanted day one this year. One of them was Resident Evil 3, and then the other one is Last of Us 2. Both zombie games. But end of the world apocalypse kind of game.
There's another game that shot up to my must play that they revealed some gameplay for.
You want to speak about?
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah. Actually, me and Ryan watched that together.
Yeah, we did a quick practice run in case we ever wanted to do a live reveals with us. Like watch alongs to see if it would work with this, and turns out we could. So nice. One of the things I have on this checkoff sheet here is that there is an alleged rumor June 4th reveal of the PlayStation 5, or at least a big event for Sony.
Mm-hmm.
It's rumored for June, but this one guy keeps sticking to his guns that it's taking place a day. I think he's had some correct.
Yeah, he did. Jeff Grubbs. I think he's from VentureBeat. I'm not sure, but I know it's Jeff Grubbs. Everybody else says Jeff Grubbs knows this shit. And the thing is he actually predicted the Nintendo Direct Mini like 2.5 months before it actually happened. He's like, yeah, there's going to be a Nintendo Direct on this day. He's like, definitely going to be on this day. I'm doubling down. And then, of course, they dropped it that day. Mm. And then he predicted, I don't know, a couple of other things. So he has some kind of inside information. And I don't know.
I think he might have had a couple of these dates correct on when something was going to drop for these summer fun days or something like that. I think he's had some correct predictions too of this, but he said he's putting his money down on the June 4th state of play, whatever reveal for PlayStation 5.
See the box and maybe a price point or maybe a game or whatever they're going to do. Yeah.
But look, back before we wrap this back to Ghost Ray, but basically we're saying we just did a quick test run to see for watching along with StreamYards, would it work? And so far on our dry run for it, for what we did for Ghost of
Tsushima.
Thank you. Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Sushis.
Sushi dough. It worked pretty good. So maybe in future reveals for the Xbox reveal and for whatever state of play, and if Nintendo has anything or any big reveals, and if it takes place at night, which would be great as opposed to be during the day. We could all maybe do a live watch along. Everyone, we can have about 6 people join along here and get live reactions as it takes place. So it'd be a fun thing. I know we kind of did something similar after the Switch was revealed, but it was after. But I think we could actually do something where we all would watch it live and it could take place right here. And I think it'd be neat, seeing as all how this summer, I guess, events taking place. Back to Ghosts, Josh.
I didn't mean to derail you. I was I want that game looks awesome. It looks like it does look like a combination of things, which that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? It looks kind of a little Assassin's Creed-y. Looks like it has some inspiration from Breath of the Wild when it comes to the more natural way to go through the open world. You know what I mean? Like try to instead of having big waypoints on the map, it has a wind that shows you which direction to go, which is cool. So the game's obviously a samurai, like spaghetti samurai. Is that the what am I trying to say?
Western, but samurai.
Yeah, samurai. It's like kind of has that vibe to it, and then you can do two different options. Like you can go in during the day and just be like a regular samurai, or you can go at night and be the ghost and be all scary and brutally destroy everybody. It's kind of your choice, which is pretty cool.
I don't think there's actually a word for that, and now it's bothering me because I can't think of it.
Yeah.
Damn you.
And I don't know when we were watching it, Josh. One thing I was saying is when they were showing like the more brutal stuff, I was hoping it'd be more Kill Bill-ish. That
the blood spray and all that.
Just how it sprays when the bride. Yeah, when she kills some people or cuts their arms off, it just sprays out there. I think it'd be a little bit more funny, but they're probably not funny. But like
over the top.
Yeah, and I think would fit with that spaghetti Western style. And I only say it because I've seen a few movies that do it besides just Kill Bill, like Battle Royale. I know for sure does that when some kids get their arms cut off.
Like they use like prosthetics. That's what it is. That's what the effect looks like. Yeah, but I like that they're giving us options. I mean, the game it's one of the most beautiful games, like from an art style standpoint, I think I've seen maybe ever. Like it's such a cool look to it. You know what I mean? Like the colors and the palette that they're choosing. I want to see it on a nice 4K TV with HDR, all that, and see all that beautiful bloom and all the colors. Oh, it's going to look awesome. But they also do have the black and white mode with the film grading and stuff, so you can feel like you're playing a classic movie. And then, of course, the Japanese voice acting. And I think this is the best state of play they've had so far because they went in depth with the game, and it was just kind of nice to watch and kind of learn what this game was all about. Yeah. So, and I actually was listening to some podcasts, but they said that IGN had was going to do this game a reveal last month or March, maybe. Like they already had this like whole thing planned out before all the COVID stuff happened to have a IGN first for Ghost of Tsushima to show this stuff. So what they ended up doing is making this state of play package to show everybody, which is pretty cool.
Nice. And yeah, the black and white mode is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to play it like that, but I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think so for me either, but it's still a cool idea.
Are you a dubs or subs kind of guy, Fitnat?
Subs.
So,
I mean, I'm the one here that watches anime, I think. So, unless Josh does, I think maybe. But either way, I watch mostly subs.
It depends. I'm not the hugest anime guy, but I do like, I guess it's kind of, I like Studio Ghibli movies. I mean,
are you playing this in English, Josh, or Japanese?
Probably played in English. I mean, I know that's kind of, I actually do. I do like subs, but it depends on the show. For me, when it comes to anime, it's like Dragon Ball Z. I watch dub because I like the voice actors for that, or Dragon Ball Super, whatever. And I don't know. It just depends. Just depends. Yeah, for me.
Nice bonus. I know Mark's a big subs over dubs guy. I'm the dub over sub guy. So, but that's just my preference. If we got an English voice track, it don't bother me. Like, I'll play Yakuza with what it is with the subtitles and everything. That doesn't bother me. But if I have a chance to not read, great, because then I can like not potentially miss like a sentence. If you're playing late, I'm like, what was that? Hold on, you went too fast. You're talking way too fast. I'm a slow reader. Stop.
Yeah, and sometimes I can say that, especially if you watch some subs versus dubs, like the voice acting for English kind of just sucks. It's really, really bad. So it's just like, do I want to listen to the decent or at least pretty competent Japanese voices and read, or do I want to listen to these terrible English voices? But I don't think that's going to be a problem with this game. I'm just saying, when it comes to that argument, yeah. But the game looks awesome, and that sold me. I was already thinking about picking it up, but then after watching that, I'm like, hell yeah, day one, I'm buying this. I'm going to play this. So,
just like 3 weeks after Last of Us, I think too, right?
I don't know.
July 17th, I think comes out.
Yes, it's like almost a month. It's like 2 days less than a month, I think.
Okay.
So, but I mean, I don't know if I'll beat Last of Us 2, but knowing me, I'll probably like just get super into Last of Us 2 and beat it pretty quickly. But that's fine because I know I'll play it again because I played Last of Us the original a few times. And
well, even though Last of Us is like their longest game for Naughty Dog, I still don't imagine it being like. I think Uncharted 4 was technically their longest, and that was, I want to say, 18 hours.
Yeah,
I imagine Naughty Dog won't be much more than 20. So
I'd say 25, like being more gracious, like, oh, you guys made it even longer, but it's not going to be anywhere near the length of Ghost of Tsushima. I know they said that's going to be upwards of 50 hours, depending on how you play it. So I don't know.
It says Uncharted 4 was like 15 to 18, normally 28 for completion.
20.
28 for completion.
To get all like the little like side things, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to like explore the environment, especially on the beach area. Yeah, all that beach.
Last of Us 2, just not Last of Us 2, but Last of Us as well. But
Yeah.
22 for completion on there.
Okay.
That's aggregate. It's not definitive.
Sure.
Yeah. That's usually where I go is how long to beat anyway. To look at stuff.
Yep.
Gives you an idea.
Gives you a good ballpark. So.
But yeah, I mean, 25. Let's say 30. Like if they really add a lot to this game, who knows? But I'm excited to play it. I mean, it's gonna be good. If it's not good, even if it's just as good as the original, I'll be happy. Or like kind of hits that bar. But I feel like Naughty Dog does a good job, no matter what. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've been disappointed with their game since, I don't know, at least I'm only more familiar with the games from the PS3. From that point going forward, I was not the biggest Crash Bandicoot fan growing up. And I can't say I've played a Jax game yet either. So
you should play that. At least the first one.
I like the first two. Two is way different than the first one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They basically took like some inspiration from GTA. Literally, which you wouldn't expect, but it's kind of cool. I like that game, and I started 3, but never completely beat it. But I played them.
They pulled a Prince of Persia with that one.
Yeah,
extremely light, extremely dark, somewhere in the middle.
I think it'd be neat if they start going back a little bit. All these franchises, but I know PlayStation's kind of got that thing right now where, and it's the big selling point for them right now. For them is their first-person solo games, right? With Guerrilla now having, what do we call it? Horizon Zero Dawn. Sucker Punch has now got Ghosts.
You got
Last of Us.
Sony Ben has Days Gone, right? So they're more focused on the single player, like what's it called, like
adventure game, kind of
adventure game. But yeah, I was thinking more like a not diamond game, like like super fancy game, high art. I don't know, what I'm saying. AAA, yeah.
I mean, I guess I would just like to see it. I would like to see.
Yeah.
I would like to see maybe some smaller games, kind of like maybe a revival of the PlayStation 2 era platformers.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Just to break up the.
Maybe they'll do a Ratchet 2. You never know, because they did a Ratchet original remake. That'd be cool to see a Ratchet 2.
Yeah, I like the remake for Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot better than the original. I think we talked about it last month, but I enjoyed it a lot because I was playing that last month. But yeah, that was a really good time. Made me want to go back. But no, I'm excited because like those games. Like I said, I mentioned earlier, I am not day one, but I will definitely play Ghost this year for sure. But it's in my perspective. Maybe I'll treat myself on my birthday because, like I said, it comes a week before my birthday.
I mean, if the hype gets you, you'd be like, "Oh man, everybody's giving 10s." You're like, "Oh shit!"
If I'm seeing 10s, I'm probably gonna jump on it. But I guess here's my counter. Why I'm also kind of holding off is because of the PlayStation 5 this year. Okay, I'm probably gonna get it launch. I'm pretty positive, unless it's impossible to pre-order or something like that. I'm probably gonna buy the PS5 on launch, and I want to see if there's gonna be a PlayStation 5 version. Or if they're gonna do like if they're saying no, but if you buy it and you get whatever the equivalent of the Xbox upgrade is for PlayStation.
Is that smart delivery or
smart delivery?
Yep, we couldn't figure that out earlier. Yeah. It's if it's that groovy, it'd be cool, but because if there's a PlayStation 5 version, then I got something for my PlayStation 5 at launch,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
That's another reason I'm holding off. And if it isn't, and it's just the upgrade, yeah, I bet you I can get it for $20 on Black Friday. So that's another reason why I'm like, I don't know. Like I said, if it's delivering with the 10s, that may be another thing. But maybe if I can hold off to, like I said, if maybe you probably have a better idea if it's going to be on launch for a PlayStation 5 version by September. It's kind of like,
yeah, they need to do the reveal. Once we know the reveal, we'll know more details. You know what I mean?
Because you want to know what's going to be available for PlayStation 5 launch, and if it's not, and it's just like, oh, it's if you buy it right here and transfers over, fine, cool.
Yeah,
I haven't heard about anything. Well, the thing is, the whole thing is up in the air because this generation was the year of re-releases, right? PlayStation 3 releases and
PS2 remakes and all that. Yeah, they're like even now still doing it. Mafia just came out, Mafia 2. So yeah,
so it's kind of and Tony Hawk, right? And that comes out. It comes out in September, was it? Did they say
September 4th, I think? And then they have Saints Row 3. They're doing that. They're doing this SpongeBob game remaster because why not? And Destroy All Humans, So it's
like I said, but my own thing is I kind of want to know. We kind of know what Xbox, well, at least for their first party games. You kind of got whatever. You'll find out, but it's prevented me from for sure getting it day one. And then also because the bonus of Xbox and PlayStation over Nintendo games is by Black Friday you'll be getting these games for $20 or less, as opposed to Nintendo, which $40 is going to be your cheapest in the States, maybe
if you're lucky.
Maybe, of the first party, I should say, clarify first party, because I bought Ukulele for $10 for the Switch last year around Black Friday. So it depends. You get deals, but Nintendo you get like hardly ever any deals, and it's a crying shame that they're still selling Breath of the Wild for $40 or $60 in Odyssey. Like, it's one of the reasons why I prefer PlayStation. Like, the greatest hits are 20 to $10 right now. Like, I get it. You hold your games to a higher standard, but there's only a certain point where it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, for me, a third party, I'll probably play Xbox nowadays because I got the X. And then PlayStation just has amazing first parties, and that's why I usually pick up that console first. That's just how it is for me. Because I know I'm going to be playing Spider-Man 2. I'm not going to be playing God of War 2, Horizon 2, whatever else they come up with. I'm going to be playing that. So it's not going to come out anywhere else. So,
Yeah. Whether you want it or not, that's the way you got to go.
Yeah, I mean, this is how it is. But I mean, I still enjoy playing games on PlayStation. Like, I still play a lot of shooters on PlayStation and stuff. I know a lot of people don't like that controller for shooters, but I like it. It's fun.
#Playboys.
Playboys.
Well, I will clarify because Musty did point out in the chat here saying that we don't know anything about first party yet for Microsoft here, other than Halo and Hellblade. It's true, but you're kind of getting the assumption. And you shouldn't assume, but I get the assumption with how Game Pass works that if it's there and it's first party, it's going to be there. So with the last presentation for third party games and the ones confirming it, I'm assuming, and like I said, I know you shouldn't assume. I'm assuming. So a little clarification there.
Yeah. But, I mean, there are some rumors, like there's supposedly a Fable game in the works, and then the other rumor I've seen a couple of different places is there's a studio they started called the Coalition. We don't know what they're doing, but they have a lot of like ex-God of War talent on it. So they think that people are saying like, the name of the game just escaped me. It's not GoldenEye. What's the other one? The Perfect Dark. Yeah, third-person shooter, Perfect Dark. That's what people are saying. Like a third-person action, like, Sony style third-person action adventure game, but in the Perfect Dark world. That's what people.
Nobody will have any complaints about.
Yeah, it seems pretty. I mean, yeah, a lot of people probably will. It's like, oh, it's not a first-person shooter anymore. But I mean, the Coalition is Gears. It's the Initiative. Okay, I mix those up. But yeah, it's initiative. But yeah, that's the rumor. I've seen it like in a couple of different places, mostly on Reset Era. So that's a giant grain of salt there, So
I think you just want to see a revival of the rare properties. Like I'm holding off for a Banjo-Kazooie.
I might be one person that says this ever, but I think Nuts and Bolts is a pretty fun game. I like Nuts and Bolts. Yeah, it's pretty. It's different. It's way different. It's not really Banjo-Kazooie like you think about it, but it's pretty fun. It's a more tinkery style game because you have to build the little cars and stuff.
I tell you, I'd pop right now if they did a Conquer, like another Conquer. I don't want to re-release. If they did like Conquer 2, I'd pop. I'd be really happy because Conquer on the N64 is a top 3 game for me. Like Conquer is. I love Conquer's Bad Fur Day. Love it.
I've actually never played it. I mean,
I know it's a little dated now, but I replayed it a couple of years ago. It is one of my favorite games on the 64. It's the jokes I love. I'm a big parody fan, so as you can see by the thumbnail that we're teasing today. And that game is just full of parodies. So like Wayne's World, fantastic movie, lots of parodies in that. I'm a big parody fan, so that's why I love Conquer. So I would love to see a thing, but like it's kind of, and they kind of teased Conquer with that one game that was on the Xbox this year,
Project Spark.
Yep. Oh, man, if they would just say, oh man, like that would have been the greatest, like probably way to reveal a Conquer game too. But like, psych, that is in the game. It's a Conquer game here, and then like it went into something else,
Yeah.
But what you gonna do?
I've seen a lot of the. I feel like I watched a Let's Play of this game or something because I have memories of it, but I don't think I've ever really played it because I've seen the Mighty Pooh stuff and heard the song and all that. Yeah, the Great and Mighty Pooh. I've seen that before, but I know I haven't played the game, so I must have watched somebody play it or watched a stream or something.
Yeah, there's like a Jaws parody, there's a Terminator parody, there's a Matrix parody in the game, there's a Dracula parody. Like every level was like another movie parody. So I liked the game. It was just over the top. I remember I was hyped for it prior to the whole re-release and making it an R-rated game because I just like Banjo-Kazooie. My only gripe about Banjo-Kazooie is like I never finished it, and I let a friend borrow it. I was close to the end, and what's it called? I just was stuck at one point. I let him borrow the game, and I never got that game back.
Musty said I watched him stream it. I definitely did watch him stream it. Conquer. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
We both watched that.
Yeah, I watched him stream it. I think I've watched some other people too in the past. So yeah, didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, it's no problem.
Conquer is one of those franchises. It's kind of like Duke Nukem. Sorry to cut you off as well, but it's kind of like where it's like I would rather not see them try that again because just the brand of humor. If they did another one, it would go poorly.
Yeah, because I see. I did Quick Save Club, Duke Nukem, and all the other guys were like, "Yeah, they can do it now." I'm like, I don't think so because he's a misogynistic asshole the whole entire game. I know that's part of his character, but I don't think you can pull it off and make it feel the same as it did in that time and place. I don't know.
Deconstruct it of like a parody of himself and being made fun of for that kind of thing. If you're going to do a new one.
Yeah, that would work, but then some people will be pissed. It's like that's not Duke. He's he's making fun of himself. That doesn't make any sense, how it would be.
If they did an original style one, nobody would be happy anyway. So it's just like you can't win no matter what you do with that. And same thing probably with Conquer. I just have a suspicion with that. It's just like there's no way you can do that where it's not going to piss someone off.
Yeah.
See, I would maybe disagree with you for maybe not Duke Nukem for Duke not working, and I only compare it to Ash versus the Evil Dead. That's the only thing I compare for the show because it's one of those things. Oh, maybe not because Ash had characters to bounce off of because people were like, "You're an asshole," kind of thing. Basically, you're stuck in the past, kind of thing. But maybe that's how you do Duke because Duke is like a ripoff of several things. He's ripping off. He's ripping off Ash. He's ripping off Roddy Piper from They Live, and he's ripping off a few other things. He's just
Yeah.
But whatever. That's
kind of how you'd have to do it.
Yeah. Well, Conquer could be done nowadays. I think I agree that he could. Excuse me. He could do parody more modern movies. Do like an Inception parody with Conquer. You know what I mean? Like he has to go into different dreams, and they're all the more weird and fucked up because he's Conquer or something like that. They could do it. It'd be possible.
The whole game is that he wakes up from a night of going out of the bar and getting drunk, and he doesn't know where he's at. So he's like stuck in like I don't want to say almost like Wonderland, but like Little Land of Oz, but like that's every level. Granted, there's boob jokes in that, so maybe you don't do that in the newer ones, but like
it's that kind of humor. It's like the way you do it now would decide it, and it probably wouldn't be done well. So it's like, why would you do it again?
I think you just remove the boob jokes, basically. Like you don't have to jump on a sunflower's giant boobs to get to this next level part. But you can stick to the over the top violence that the game had, or
but that's not a novelty anymore either.
Well, I mean, okay, so one series that gets a pass no matter what they do is South Park, right? Mm-hmm. So if they set the tone of him, this is going to be him. He's kind of similar to South Park. He has that humor where he can go over the line, because like in South Park Stick of Truth, you literally have a battle. You get shrunk down and you get to have a battle against your dad's swinging nutsack. I mean,
for me, it would be a more proof why you shouldn't do it, because I don't like South Park.
You don't like it at all? Yeah. Well,
never have. Not my
that's fair enough. It's not always my type of humor, but I did enjoy that game. I thought it was pretty fun. But I mean, if they right out the gate, it's kind of tongue in cheek, and they know that it's going to be like super out there, a little raunchy, kind of bloody, and all that. I think they could pull it off.
Yeah, just make it platformer parodies. Every level's see, that's another thing too about the game. Not every level was a platformer. It's like one level for the Dracula level was like you get bitten and become part vampire, and then you're a bat for the level, so you're flying around. So, like I said, you have to do other classic movies. Don't do just modern. You can do some modern, because at the time, The Matrix is new. So, like, that was one of the ones. But then they do something like from Dracula, which is off of I think it was like 1994, Bram Stoker's movie. They did Saving Private Ryan, which was close to that time. Jaws, which is from the 70s, I want to say, 70s or 80s. I don't know. It's...
he could do like a superhero parody like nowadays and do a pretty good job with that too. Probably
Star Wars. That'd be a good parody to do in there.
Star Wars, yeah. I mean, it's doable if they had a team that actually wanted to do it, type of thing.
You have to find the right people to do it, and I mean, the guys from who are they're doing their own things at Playtonic now, so it's kind of like, how do you do it? But that's what Microsoft's doing right now. Is they have the IPs. They don't have to have Rare make them. They can have what the initiative make it. I loved what they did with Killer Instinct. That was a Rare property. It's not made by Rare. It's just they own the property. I love Killer Instinct for the Xbox. So I'd love to see more stuff like that, and hopefully we get something like that next month, which is surprisingly, which I found pretty funny that I didn't realize till yesterday that it's almost June already. It's today's May 21st. I didn't realize Memorial Day was this Monday for us.
It's like the longest. It's the longest year and the shortest year all in the same time.
Yeah.
This year. Next month, I think they aren't going to talk about first party though. I think they're just they just said it's an Xbox event, and they said July is the first party reveals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think next month they'll be like, here's the box. And then, I mean, they already showed the box, but here's the price point, and maybe they reveal the Lockhart, which is supposedly a more cheap version that's been rumored, all to hell. I don't know. Maybe they won't. I could see them releasing it, calling it series.
Halo, that game's already known, so they could show more of Halo.
That's true. If they release something like that, I wouldn't be surprised if it's called Series S. Like a slim model.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I still don't think that Lockhart comes out the first year. Maybe year 2 or something like that. Is that Boaz? But I just don't see it coming that first year because of maybe you want to have as many Series X's on the shelves, especially for holiday season. You probably won't have as many of those, and maybe then summertime you say here's the budget one, because you're more likely to still have Xbox One. I'm gonna say probably they're gonna get rid of the regular Xbox One, and you'll probably have your Xbox One X, and you're gonna have your Series X on the shelves for this holiday season, right? So that is technically gonna be your cheaper Xbox. And then next year you phase off the X1 X and you put in your Lockhart, which I don't know if it's gonna be the digital version or just less features,
I think they should. I think both companies should do a all digital console at this point. I know that's not a popular idea, but most people at this point probably aren't using discs.
Well, in my opinion, if you launch an all digital console, then give Game Pass plus Live, like Game Pass Ultimate, for free for a year.
Yeah, that's a good inclusion. But the caveat on that is I think they should have third-party developers be able to make disk drives as add-ons. Because like you buy that budget one, it's like you may not necessarily need the disk feature, but if you do want it, you should have the option to add it on, like a PC.
Yeah, or like the HD DVD drive.
Yeah,
or the 360.
Better, hopefully. But
yeah. But you know, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's like I would understand and hope they do remove that, just because it can make it cheaper. It reduces the points of failure to no moving parts, except for the fan. But yeah, it just makes sense to do because most people probably either already don't use it sparingly, or will stop using it. But you have the option for people that still want it to upgrade when they want to.
I mean, if they keep on going with the sales, like they're not quite to Steam level on the sales. Like Steam still like takes the cake for like Steam sales and stuff. But if the PlayStation Store and Xbox Store keeps doing these huge discounts all the time, I start leaning more towards digital than physical anyway, because there's not really many physical game stores I enjoy going to anymore these days. GameStop's kind of a pain, and I usually buy my games from Best Buy because of their rewards, and that's about it, you know?
Yeah.
So like, I don't mind getting digital games. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, it's actually more convenient half the time. It's like, oh, do I want to get up and put the little tiny Switch cartridge in there, or, you know, switch the disc out or whatever? I mean, I'd rather just have it already ready to go, you know?
It's kind of funny now to think about it, but it wasn't intentionally for this reason, but the last time I had to put a disc in the console was I played some Battlefront 2 on Xbox, and then I went, I kind of want to play it on PC for mouse and keyboard reasons.
Yeah.
But the first game I put in the disc in months and months. I immediately went over and bought it on PC to have it digitally.
Yeah, just for that convenience sake, and the mouse and keyboard. Yeah,
it was mostly for the mouse and keyboard one, but I think that's funny. Just going back, it's like the one that I finally put the disc in. It's like, no, let me go get that digitally.
Yeah, I mean, as in the chats, like PC gamers have been mostly digital for quite some time. That's true. Like ever since I had Steam, like I think I got Steam 2011, 2010, something like that. And ever since then, I've been all digital on PC. Of course, I don't even have a disc drive in my PC, so.
Yeah, I don't either, but I want to pick one up because of like I've got a couple disc games, like the original Diablo or something that probably won't run anyway.
Yeah, GOG now, just pick it up there, you know.
Yeah, but like I would like to have the option at some point to put a disc in.
Yeah, I see that, and I mean, they don't cost a lot; they're like $30 or whatever. But I was like, it's $30. I don't need to spend. And I just didn't buy one, and I never needed it. So,
you know, it is, you know,
on there yet, huh?
No, I imagine though this will probably be the last. This probably next generation will be the last one I'm buying physical games on. It's the easy guess for it because I'm assuming again, and you're not supposed to assume that PlayStation will have their counter to Game Pass. You know, and at that point I'll probably be subscribed to 2 streaming services because it'd be like your Hulu and Netflix, or your Amazon Prime and Netflix, whatever you want to go with, because until PlayStation starts doing those launch games, your exclusives day one, to me it's almost kind of no point to jump on now.
Yeah,
you can get that later.
Yeah, I can get it later. Eventually, it's kind of what Netflix did for me for buying DVDs, where I was buying DVDs and Blu-rays all the time, and then I got Netflix, and I'm like, this is a lot easier. I don't need to I can watch whatever I want, and I stopped buying Blu-rays unless it's something on sale, because I'll buy a couple Blu-rays on Black Friday, but I'm not up for buying Endgame for $30, on 4K or whatever, $35 for the 4K HD version of.
Yeah, if you find it for $12, on Black Friday, it's like, hell yeah, 4K, yeah. Why not? Yeah,
but I'm not gonna jump on. Man, it's hard for me to buy stuff like that. I don't mind when it's something like $10 or something like that, but once that $30 price range, it's a hard pill to swallow for something like that.
I only do that for movies I really, really want to watch, which
Star Wars
apply for that. But it's like I don't buy them that often. It's just like the big movies or something I really care about.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very rare. But it's like I'm not down on physical media at this point either. Like I still want the occasional game physically to have a game I really like.
Mm-hmm.
But most stuff just digitally. It's fine.
No,
Yeah.
it's convenient right now too with digital. It's gotten so much better, with how things are, for streaming at least. But
I mean, like Last of Us 2, I was looking at the collector's editions. I was like, should I do it? I didn't end up doing it, but I did think about it because that they have like a cool art book and stuff inside the like $20 more one or whatever.
I don't know. Did you see that? I don't know if it was a price error for Cyberpunk though. That $2,000 special edition.
Oh yeah, I saw that today. Yeah,
I don't know if it was a price error, but it was like just a ridiculous price, and it kind of made me think of. I think there was like one for Devil May Cry 5, or it was with the jacket or something like that. It was like what $5,000 or $8,000 for that edition.
Yeah,
Japan only. I'm a fan. I'm not that big of a fan, so you'd be dropping $8,000.
Oh,
but I mean that's one we didn't really cover Nintendo yet today, but they had one kind of reveal. I heard there was a rumor that they have one big game they're going to reveal still this year, coming soon. What yet? Who knows? Maybe Metroid Prime 4 or whatever. I still think that probably is another 4 years away because of how them having to scrap whatever they were doing and redo it and hand it back to retro.
It's like half of this year is kind of a wash. I mean, they're still probably working on it, but they can't really do the same amount of work as they can while they're in the office together,
I was guessing Breath of the Wild 2 was going to be this year to counter the Xbox and the PlayStation this year, but I'm starting to have my doubts against that being this year. I'm guessing maybe that might be next year. So, but maybe unless they're banking on Bayonetta 3 to be the big game for them. And Bayonetta 3 would probably be a day one game for me because I love Bayonetta 2. Absolutely love Bayonetta 2. I love it. The first game, okay. Second game, significantly better. So I'm probably day one for Bayonetta 2 because also it's a franchise I would like to stick around. And I know it's not probably as big a seller as Mario. So like it to me is would be a game that I think kind of like with Nier Automata, where I bought that day one because I wanted to support this franchise that I was worried about not selling well and never getting another game in the franchise. But they did reveal was it last week? Yeah, last week. They revealed Paper Mario: The Origami King for it, which to me looked pretty good. It comes out in July. I'm excited for it. I like Thousand Year Door, and I'm not a big RPG guy, but I love Paper Mario 64, and I liked Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. And it looks like this one doesn't have a gimmick. And granted, the gimmick is origami, but unlike the one for the Wii U, which had like a card game to play, you had your battle system was like a card game and Sticker Star. And I can't remember what the gimmick was for the Super Paper Mario, but it looks like they kind of just went back to what was Paper Mario 64, and Thousand Year Door was just a game with a great story, and
Super Paper Mario was weird. You can go into like a third person mode, like it kind of like flips the screen sideways, and you can kind of walk into the screen instead of just having a side scrolling type thing.
I was just have origami mechanics to have some kind of gimmick that way.
Yeah, they showed him like making his fist big or something. Did you in that trailer, like Mario? So that's probably one of the power ups that you can get. Maybe he controls origami power to like fight the origami people. I don't know.
Or some coins the party does.
Sticks with the whole paper concept, right? With Paper Mario, but
yeah,
a variation on the theme rather than a new thing.
Yeah, not you have to do this to play this game. You have to. So it gets me excited. I will not day one, but I will probably get that this year.
That's the same feeling here for me on that. I'm not a huge RPG guy either, but I like the art style, and I have only small little passes at Paper Mario. I've never really dug deep into one, so this might be my first one. We'll see.
Good humor in the games too. They always have good humor with how throughout the game. There's good jokes.
And it comes out the same day as Ghost of Tsushima.
Uh-oh.
Heavy competition.
Yeah.
Very similar games.
Yeah, I know. Well, we haven't talked about this yet. Finette, he reminded me today about this, about
read it.
the Justice League Zack Snyder cut coming next year to HBO Max. And it's right now going to be over 4 hours long.
Batman versus
Spy vs. Spy.
Yeah, Batman versus Superman, Spy vs. Spy shirt.
I will watch it. I did not like Justice League at all. In Finette knows I did kind of I like BVS, Batman vs. Superman. I hated Justice League. It was terrible. I blame Josh Whedon because I'm not a big Avengers. I don't like the second Avengers movie at all. And
all his movies suck.
the first one is just okay in my opinion, but for some people that's was a bigger deal because it's the first time you ever seen something like the Avengers on a screen together. So, and he did a good job with it, but to me it's, I don't know, to me it feels still like early Marvel before they found their groove. But like I am interested in seeing the Zack Snyder cut, despite hearing things like potentially what I think I heard that he was going to have Batman get like prison raped or something.
Really?
I don't know if it was supposed to be in that movie, but I heard that. I'm like, wow, okay. I could see why people probably.
Was it Darkseid going to be in it? Like,
Darkseid was allegedly in it, and well, originally it was supposed to be a 2-part movie that they're going to do like part one 1 year and then part 2 the next year.
Yeah, so they're literally spending like you said, $20 to $30 million to finish up this stuff. That's crazy. But it's just to sell HBO Max.
Yeah, potentially episodic too. They're saying too. Say instead of just being a movie, it could be like a 6-episode thing.
Yeah,
spread out and
do like once every week or once every month or something. Be like, the next episode's coming out. Subscribe, everybody. Yeah.
These streaming channels need content, original content to keep up. Like Disney is paying $100 million for their 6-episode Marvel series. For each episode, they're getting $100 million to do their show. So it's on par with the MCU movies. So it has the same standard. It's not getting a cheap budget. And granted, it worked for Daredevil, but it definitely hurt Iron Fist. With the special effects where they're only doing, only this hand's gonna keep glowing. That's like the only thing they're gonna do.
For Iron Fist.
Yeah, and then they were gonna. Well, it's kind of what it's because of like Pearl Martyr. Pearl Martyr, yeah.
And Scott Buck or whatever the director was that also did Inhumans.
Yeah, as I say, because he was notorious for that's why they cut Medusa's hair because they're like, that costs a lot of money, so we'll just get a haircut for the Inhumans. So he's notorious for cutting the budget. It worked for Daredevil because he's a grounded person, and probably Punisher as well, and Jessica Jones. Granted, they just didn't show her, fly or anything. They said the way they got very creative with what their budget for those shows. But there's certain things you can only do for certain people. The grounded ones, grounded heroes, you can probably do that stuff. We talked about our gripes about Luke Cage, so we don't need to go against that here. So
like that show.
What's up?
I mostly like that show. There were bad bits, but.
Yeah, I have my big gripes about showing slow motion to show strength. I hate that. I absolutely hate to show someone strong to go. Oh, I hate that. I hate that.
I don't really remember that.
Well, we both know about with Diamondback getting rid of what's it called? Switching into Diamondback. What was it? We went from what's his face to who's not gonna be Blade.
Marshall Ali,
who was fantastic, and they killed him off early to go to Diamondback, which was terrible. So Cottonmouth, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was terrible.
7 of that show was awful.
But like I said, for the $20-30 million for price of, let's say they stretch it out to 6 episodes, that's a lot cheaper than $100 million for 6 episodes. So plus they have this 4 hours of content. So 4.5, I think it was maybe. So.
I don't know. The main thing I'm looking forward to for HBO Max is new Looney Tunes. So,
yeah. I'm interested. They still haven't really said though to me though, and I'm getting it. I'm getting HBO Max because
you already have HBO or what?
What's that?
Do you already have HBO? You're just upgrading or what?
Yeah. Well, actually, I got a Mooch system because
I actually found out I have a Connect to get mine too. So.
Yeah, so
I'll be doing that.
I pass the Netflix on to somebody. I get HBO from this person, so I will be getting HBO Max on launch. I think it's supposed to come this week.
It's 27th, so
thank you.
Next week from now. Yeah.
So I'm interested for the things that will be there, but I still don't know quite on there. Like if the original, I'm hoping the Batman animated series is on there. That'd be dope because I really want to rewatch the original Batman animated series.
That's on that DC service, isn't it? DC. Yeah.
Yes, but I can't confirm. I know those some of those shows like what's that one that's on there? Doom Patrol. I think is supposed to be continuing then on HBO Max.
So that'll be on HBO Max for sure if they're going to continue it there, right? So
that show is bonkers. At least what I watched of it.
Yeah. So they said they're going to be giving those shows more money than they were getting on the DC app because they need content. So
why not?
Yeah. So I'll be getting it.
They did a Green Lantern show too. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what they know if they know how to do things.
Just the look on your face, just like disappointed when I said that. I was like,
I'm not a big fan of Green Lantern to begin with. I'll probably watch it because I watch everything when it's come superhero related, but I shouldn't say that because I don't watch all those like DC Legends of Tomorrow or Batwoman. But I watch most of the stuff. If it's one of the bigger names, I generally will watch it. I watch Birds of Prey and whatnot. So I am interested in seeing this Zack Snyder cut. I will probably watch it. I'm not like the person. Out of curiosity. I'm not one of these people like hammering on the walls to say like we've been trying to get this made for the last couple of years, and we're that mad when Zack Snyder
already existed.
Oh yeah, I forgot they're doing Justice League Dark. That's what it was. I was like, what else? They're doing Justice League Dark on HBO Max. Which is a J.J. Abrams produced thing. So we'll see.
So it'll start off really good and have a terrible ending.
Yeah, probably. And then let's see. I'm just looking at the list. That's the only other one that sticks out besides, let's see, DC Superhero High. There we go. Ever wondered what Batman was like in high school?
Nope.
It's Elizabeth Banks' half-hour comedy shows teens trying to figure out the day-to-day pressures of high school, unaware that they will grow up to be some of DC's most iconic heroes.
No.
So it's Clone High, but for DC heroes.
Yeah. I mean, it could be funny. I don't know. It's like a sitcom type thing.
I mean, they released a comic, Gotham Academy. It wasn't that, but you would think like a Gotham school comic thing. You wouldn't think that would be good, but it was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So
you never know.
It's not the same thing, but it's appearances can be deceiving with the concept. It could be done well.
Yeah, Justice League Dark is so weird. Like I've only read a little bit of it, but like it's kind of out there. So I wouldn't, if they kind of do what they do in the comics there, that'd be fun to watch too. So
yeah, and a way to get Swamp Thing back.
Yeah,
that show was good when I watched it. Actually,
it was. I'd never seen it. The trailer. I was super hyped when it first announced it, and then I just kind of forgot about it. I think everybody forgot about that show.
I think the reason it was actually canceled is because it would cost way too much money. Because apparently they built that entire swamp on several sound stages, and it cost more to store the sets than it would be like to make the show or something insane like that.
Damn.
So
maybe I should watch that season that came out then just to see it. It's
really high budget done for what you'd expect. The suit's really good. It's a good show from what I watched. But back to the Green Lantern thing for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Just in terms of something good for Green Lantern to watch, if they do have all the animated series on there, go look out for that Green Lantern CG animated show. It's actually really good. They only did like one season of it, but it was solid.
Cool. Oh, I might check that out.
It's streaming nowhere, so hopefully that changes.
Oh, I mean,
the universe though.
Does Hanna-Barbera owned by Warner Brothers now?
Yeah, so that'll be part of it. That'll all be there, like all Scooby-Doo and all that shit.
Yeah, and they're really doing DC partnerships with that. I brought that up before.
Yeah.
Because I could go to watch some Wacky Races, man. I was trying to find some the other day. Couldn't find it.
They probably have it on there. Like
that'd be dope, man. I love to watch some old Hanna-Barbera cartoons. I love Hanna-Barbera.
I can't wait to find out what the situation in Canada is actually going to be for that. because we're not getting HBO Max. They did a partnership with an existing Canadian streaming service that has HBO on it. So it's kind of like up in the air what content is going to come and what isn't. It's called Crave, but it's got like several other things and HBO on there. You have to pay extra for HBO because, of course, you do. But it's just a mystery what we're actually going to get. I hope that
it's not TV, it's HBO. Film marketing.
But it's supposed to have all the Ghibli movies on there for HBO Max. So hopefully that comes over to Canada.
Yeah, I was actually like, that's another thing. It's like, it's just, I have most of the Blu-rays, but it's kind of like, it's cool. It's on the service. Same with the Avatar that just came on Netflix. I'm like, I have the Blu-rays, but I can literally just pull up Avatar on my phone and watch it. I know it's been in Canada forever, but we just got it here in the US. So that was cool.
Yeah, I don't have the Blu-rays for any of that stuff. So it would be nice to get to watch it that way. I just haven't been able to pull the trigger on individual $20 Blu-rays for all of those.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say about 4 or 5 of them. There's a lot of them. I probably have like 4 or 5 of them. So it's like, yeah, it's cool. It'd be cool to like go sit down and have a marathon and just watch them all. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Well, what they talk about, Lord of the Rings is going to be on there in 4K, right?
Yeah, that's the rumor. Like it's not. I've seen multiple people say it, but it's not officially confirmed by HBO. But that would be nice. Like that would be the first time we ever see a 4K transfer of those movies.
I would like to rewatch those, but that's the thing is like to me it's like I don't want to watch it in the summertime. That's more of like I'm stuck inside for the winter time, something like that.
Yeah, they're like 3-4 hours long. Yeah, so.
Crank the heat up for them extended cuts. Put that on there. Order a pizza. Don't go anywhere. Just watch 13 hours of Lord of the Rings. Yeah,
that'd be a good day. I would do that.
Yeah. But no, it's speaking of another franchise, it's the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back today. Did you know that, Fitna?
Yeah, much better movie than Justice League. Shocking.
Congrats on the 40th anniversary, Star Wars.
Some say it's don't have much to add.
Is that your favorite of the Star Wars movies, or it's generally seen as the favorite?
It's the popular one to pick for sure, and I don't know if that would be the top, but it's definitely up there. I need to rewatch it again. It's been a few years.
I would say it's my favorite personally.
Over Episode 8.
Over Episode 8.
I still think I like the original better. I think the original is my favorite out of all of them, and it's fluctuated because as a kid it was Jedi. I love the Ewoks. I love the final victory. Blowing up the Death Star. Luke saves his father. Jedi to me as a kid was my absolute favorite, and I still like Jedi, but I think my favorite of the 3 is probably the original. So the original trilogy.
That's fair.
Yeah, the original is great. I mean, it's like picking your favorite out of like also like I'm not saying flawless movies, but some classics. Like I could watch any of them and still have great time. So it's like,
yeah.
Like ranking them is kind of hard. It's like they're all really good for what they are. I mean, Jedi, I think I would like a little bit less because of the silliness, but I still like it a lot because of the payoff and him confronting Palpatine and all that. Yeah,
small teddy bears with the takedown with the chicken walker and a bunch of stormtroopers. So
yeah, the Mr. Magoo like death of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, it's called. I know I shared it. They got the original actor who played Jango Fett is gonna be playing Boba Fett on the Mandalorian season 2.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I kind of don't like how they're revealing everything. Like I would have liked to just sit there watching it and be surprised at him come out of like the shadows, and be like, holy shit, he's here. Yeah, that would have been way better than.
Yeah, let's not go into more of like the announcement stuff with that and the casting rumors. But for anyone that hasn't seen that, I would say it's probably going to be more interesting than just, hey, Boba Fett's back.
Yeah.
There's going to be probably a twist there, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm looking forward to seeing the reactions to how they end up doing that.
I'm excited.
Yeah, that was the Mandalorian season 1 was fantastic. So
I've been watching more Clone Wars too, so that's been getting me in the Star Wars mood. It's been great. That show's awesome. I mean, there's a couple episodes. I've heard the infamous Jar Jar episode's not great. I haven't got to that one yet. Huh?
Bombad Jedi?
Yeah, I heard that one's not great. I haven't got there yet, but yeah.
I actually kind of like that one for what it is, because it's like you just get it's kind of a weird Jar Jar and C-3PO comedy team up, which is interesting. Like
that actually sounds fun to me. I might like
the one character that C-3PO cannot stand. Actually, no, that's completely the opposite. No, he can't stand anybody. But it's just like it's funny to see them banter.
Yeah,
they do it in a fun way, but I can understand not liking that episode.
Yeah,
but
some people are like, "This is one of the worst episodes."
But there's some funny stuff in that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just enjoying it so far. Following the Star Wars, I guess it's StarWars.com, wherever I found that list, which is like one. Yeah, so yeah, that's been fun.
Still have to use that. I wish there was just a playlist on Disney Plus, but no.
Oh, that's not going to happen. You know, it's not. Yeah, true.
You know, I wanted to bring up real quick too, because we were talking about classic movies there for a moment. I wanted to bring it back just a little bit of this because there's talks about movie theaters coming back soon, and well, I imagine new movies are not coming back to August. That's when probably new movies are going to start because there's still movies slated. New Mutants just got moved again, and that's coming out in August. Poor movie. I think I have hopes for that now because it seems like Disney signed off on it. From my understanding, Kevin Feige liked it, and basically, like if it's a bomb, they could still say that's under the Fox wheelhouse, that's than us. But if it's a hit, maybe we could do something about it. But all the actors now are probably 4 years older. So I don't know.
The sequel can be the old Mutants.
Yeah, it's true. That's not somewhere new. Used mutants. But there's and I think Bill and Ted 3 is coming out in August as well.
Yeah, and then today they released the trailer for Tenet in Fortnite, which is new. They literally revealed it in Fortnite, which is weird. It's Christopher Nolan's new movie. So they revealed the trailer today, and it was supposed to come out in July, like around the same time as Ghost of Tsushima, like maybe the 18th or something like that. And they basically just took the date off of it, so we don't know when it's coming out now. So it's like, oh well, they were kind of like the last big like blockbuster movie that's like, we're not moving the date, and it looks like they finally caved.
The date.
Yeah, so.
I'm curious because Wonder Woman. I have a bag of Doritos that I was eating with my sandwich today before starting the show, and it has Wonder Woman on it, and it says in theaters June 6th. I'm wondering what I'm looking right now. Wonder Woman 84.
Oh yeah, and tonight, if it wasn't if it was normal, all the stuff didn't happen, I probably would have like canceled not being here or changed the date because Fast 9 would have came out today, and I would be watching that. So,
well, Wonder Woman's scheduled for August 14th. So
yeah, they like delayed Fast 9 to this date next year, so it's literally a year from right now. And I was like, I was sad.
It's so stupid to schedule stuff for August. It is so stupid.
Yeah, because
a quick question: how do you social distance a movie theater?
They got to August to figure that out.
Yeah. Think about the seating. It's going to be all aisle seating. That's it. And there's going to have spaces between the rows. It's like you can only sit in every other row on the ends, and that's it.
Well, here's the thing: is Oaz is saying local theaters are renting out the theaters for $100 for 20 people, mostly old movie stuff. And that's what I heard. I heard that was a potential idea to maybe ease people back into the theaters. Is maybe show classic movies at like a discount price, like $4 or $5, and they're gonna be showing Jaws or Jurassic Park or something like that as an idea to like kind of like ease people back into the theater before start showing new movies again. And maybe this way you try out how does every other seat work for this, because
the problem with every other seat is someone has to use a restroom. How are you going to social distance them?
Exactly. It's so weird to think about that, and people aren't going to be going to the theater.
I'll tell you this: I'll be there for Black Widow. I don't give a shit if that theater's packed. I'll be there. I'll rock a mask, and I'll have my little straw underneath my soda.
People
are already assholes at movie theaters when there's not a pandemic. What do you think is going to happen when assholes come back to the theater?
Yeah, you say that people aren't going to go, but dude, like every bar here is packed, every restaurant is packed. So I don't think people care. They're like, I want to get out. Let's get out. I mean, I know that's a blanket statement, but I think a lot of people are just like, whatever. I've been cooped up. Yeah, I've been cooped up for 3 months, so I'm gonna go out and do what I want to do. That's how people are.
So people are just stupid. Moving on.
Yeah, a lot of people say. I mean, there are people that have a level head about it. Like, okay, maybe I'm not comfortable personally yet, but maybe after if everything starts to settle down, which doesn't look like it's going to, but in theory, if it did, I might consider going to a restaurant. But now I'm like, I'm not going to do it. But there's people that are just like, screw it, I'm going to go to Red Lobster or whatever and just go eat. So.
Well, I enjoy going out with my buddies here and watching Brewer games and Bucks games, going to like our favorite bar and having a burger or sitting down and shooting the shit and everything. But there's still like no point to doing that right now. There's no sports for at least. I mean, I know you guys aren't the biggest sports fans, but for me, I like after a long week just going out shooting the shit with the guys and then having the game on for like background shit to talk about. But to me, like as an accountant for going to bars, there's nothing. You can't do any of that stuff right now. To me, like going to a bar is an absolute waste. If they would do that, to go out, it's just to go to drink. I can just do that at home or go to a friend's house to sit down and have a barbecue and have a better time. And it'd be a lot cheaper. So to me, like there's no, I know that first day back when they opened it, the day after the Wisconsin Supreme Court signed off and said, nope, overrun the governor's stay-at-home lockdown and people went to the bars to celebrate. I'm like, why? Like, I understand the bars want to do it because they can't do anything. Like you can. Some people I know were selling like margaritas to go, but you really can't do that. That's not quite legal. Some places you could sell wine, and but there's like certain like alcohol laws in the state, like you can't serve an alcohol open beverage. It has to have a bottle cap on it or something like that. So. Certain things like that, or some places where you can buy growlers. So it's fluctuating, but like
we did recently go and get. Well, my mom did. She bought a margarita, and I went and picked it up for her because she didn't have a car, and she bought it in a frozen one, and it was open. It was just a styrofoam cup, and I went and brought it to her. So
yeah.
But
I saw like the Scum and Villainy Cantina on the Kevin Smith podcast. They did like a drive-through thing.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
And they were selling like boozy blue milk or something.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do it in some places, I guess.
Some states, yeah. I like in Louisiana. Sorry, people in Louisiana. Louisiana has drive-through frozen daiquiris, and I thought that was the bee's knees when I was there. It was so good and cheap. It was great. It was like having a giant icy that gets you so hammered. It was great. I loved it. I had it with we grilled out. We got these giant like biggie size cups that I think it cost me $4 for like a 64-ounce frozen daiquiri, and I passed out. I was just it was a long day. It was hot, and I just sat in the air conditioning, had that frozen daiquiri as dessert with my meal, and I zonked out. It was so nice, and I do it again.
Yeah,
I do it again. But no, it's I don't know, like, but for me, going to a bar right now, absolutely worthless and pointless for me to do. So restaurants, I saw that one video of in South Carolina where the restaurant owner put blow up dolls between booths to separate. So to say like to separate booths, and they're like, well, our customers felt better about it as opposed to having caution tape over every booth or something like that. It gave the appearance. I thought it was funny that they put the blow up dolls with like magazine faces on them or something like that.
That's funny.
I'll see if I can find a picture of that here. It's not sexually or anything because they put like jackets on them.
Yeah. That's funny. But I do love going to the theater because we always have the AMC pass. It's AMC A-list, and it's 3 movies a week, and it's $27 a month. And that was so great. Like it's like, hey, we want to go out, we'd go see a movie, and then we'd go have dinner or whatever. And I do miss doing that, and it was fun. So I do love going to the theater, and even if it's a garbage movie, we watch some terrible movies in theater because there's nothing else playing. We're like, we're gonna go. We got the card. Let's just do it. But we've seen some awesome movies too with that, and they actually have the Dolby Theater as part of that card, so which is nice. The Dolby Theater is really great. It's like one of the best like movie viewing experiences you can have. Like seeing Into the Spider-Verse there was like amazing. I was like, oh hell yeah! So it's a good time. I mean, I do miss it. So I mean, eventually we will be going back to them. It's just a matter of when and how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I found a news article. I'll share the screen here. Hold on. See, there you go.
That's silly.
But no, it's see.
Wow. I mean, I get it. I guess it's just
It's
kind of
a way to do it.
It's
Yeah.
cheaper than buying mannequins because mannequins cost like a few $100s. I think they said they spent $140 on like 10 blow up dolls.
there. You go.
Yeah.
It is kind of weird to see, but it's kind of, I don't know,
See,
interesting.
they're all dressed up and everything, pull ups and.
I just tried to take a drink of water while that video was playing.
Oh man,
Just got me.
But I don't know. It's funny. Like, honestly, if a restaurant was doing that as a gimmick here, like dressed up like this, I'd probably go just to see just to see it. I'm not driving to South Carolina, but yeah, if you're in South Carolina, let me know how this place is.
Oh, my face is hurting from smiling. That's hilarious.
I just love that they have these like masks over, like this one, right over it. So
that's great. That's great. It's kind of genius and a little creepy at the same time.
Yeah, that pretty much describes it. Yeah,
but it's I don't know. I'm with you though. I miss the movies. And like I said, August seems like they're coming back. So I guess you got to figure out. That's gonna be the most interesting thing too, because you force couples then to not sit with each other, or if you just the easiest way probably to say is you have to say this is the distance you can keep, because you're not gonna. It's curious because you're gonna sell less seats. Granted, movies theaters, they rarely make any money off the movie. They make all their money off concessions.
yeah.
So it's
more concessions to get people back in the theater.
Yeah, maybe you lower the price on concessions to make people buy more.
We'll see. Yeah,
That'd be a way to do it.
Sodas and that's the thing is soda and popcorn don't cost anything. Like those giant sodas cost like 10 cents, and they charge you for locally here to get a combo at a Marcus Theater, a bucket of corn, and you get a refill with the corn, but you get a bucket of corn and 2 sodas. I think it's like $18 or $19, or maybe even 20. I know it's right in that ballpark for that combo, and it's kind of like in popcorn, that's dirt cheap. And soda, like I said, those jumbo sodas, they're only 10 cents to fill, so they're making gigantic profits doing that. You lower the price on it, more people are going to buy it.
Yeah, do like 14 or 12. Reopening special or something. Yeah, really, dog.
But that's going to be a clusterfuck.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So. Because it's going to happen, or maybe just, you're going to have to I imagine the policy is going to be because the people who come and clean everybody, or they leave station wipes by every chair. But I imagine you can't trust people. You just can't. No. So after every movie, you're just going to have to ensure that the cleaning crew gets time to clean. You're not allowed to enter the movie after it's done. Cleaning crew has to go do their thing, and they wipe down everything. They wipe down the seats, and they wipe the floor or something like that.
Yeah.
And they probably have to do more distance between the movies. Like sometimes when it's opening night, there's 12 minutes, 15 minutes between showings, for them to go and just pick up popcorn and sweep real quick, and then next batch goes in. Now they probably have to do 45 minutes or 30 minutes between movies.
30 minutes to an hour.
You have to guarantee that they can clean every seat basically per theater. You have to give a wipe down, even if no one sat in it, just that was in there for, know.
I say that, I'm a little, of course I'm nervous because of the whole situation, but I do not want movie theaters to die. I want in 10 years to be able to go see Marvel's 48th movie or whatever, Mm-hmm. So hopefully they stick around and they don't all just get shuttered because they can't open back up, So.
Yeah, I think we've gone on enough about the movie theater.
Sorry, it was a good talk though.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for Avengers 14. So
yeah, me too. Well, no, you ain't get top 15 though. 15 is gonna be the bee's knees, man. Did you want to talk about Pac-Man or
No, I just deleted. I was like, "There's not much
Gotcha.
to say." I just realized it was the same.
Sure.
Pac-Man turned 40 this year too.
Oh.
All right. Before we get to the grand finale here, which everyone likes to say, see pickups. Just a reminder that the Cartridge Club this month is playing Undertale. CC Portable is playing Fire Emblem, and Josh, what is Quick Save Club playing?
Still playing Terraria.
There you go.
I had a big update, so it's cool. They added a lot to it.
I'm enjoying Undertale. Granted, I'm not as far because I got suckered myself back into playing Days Gone and get that platinum because I'm a playboy.
I've been playing. I guess we didn't even talk about what we've been playing.
Sure.
I mean, I just want to say I've been playing Death Stranding and loving it more than I expected to. Like, I knew I was going to like it, but I just literally had a day where I didn't put it down. I couldn't put it down. I was like just addicted to it. So
that's what
really
it is, man.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're enjoying it because it is very much the divisive game where people love it or hate it, and maybe it has to do with maybe not having another game that you're playing alongside of it at the time. Because when that came out, I had nothing to play, and I just sunk myself into it. I was doing those long days, like I know you were telling me the other day that you had like a long sesh just playing that all day,
Yeah, I played like 8 hours in one day, which I never do that anymore. I mean, occasionally if it's a game like that where I get really into it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I hardly ever get those long sessions. I'm usually good for about an hour, and I'm like, all right, I need a break. Nope, not with that game. That was a time sink where I absolutely had the time of my life. And it's, if you describe it to anybody what you're doing, it sounds stupid and boring.
But then you get into it and you're like, this system does this system. It's basically a game all about the systems, and you get really deep into it if you want to put the time in. So
I had to do my stupid job that pays me so I can go home and do my stupid job that I love. So
yeah,
making deliveries at night. Yeah. But it's a great game. Love it. And I'm glad you made it to chapter 4 because that's kind of like the turning point where people you always try to tell people, say, hey, if you can make it to chapter 4, let me know. Because like if that game doesn't sink you by chapter 4, and it's kind of a hard argument for some people to say, like, if it doesn't sink me right away, well, what's the point of playing the game? To me, I guess it's just how the game is. To me,
it took me 15 hours to get to chapter 4. So
yeah, and that's a hard sell for some people. But
yeah,
I loved it. I loved like how it completely changes. The game completely changes at that point. You're like, whoa, what is going on here? This is not advertised at all in this game. So yeah, I don't want to give away for anybody because it's a great part. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's probably still sealed. I need to open that at some point.
It's a good game, man. It's if you got nothing playing right now, I recommend.
What I recommend is give it a few play sessions and give it a chance, and you can you're literally delivering. Of course, I'm sure you know that, but they add so much depth to that it's kind of crazy, and they keep the upgrades coming at such a steady pace that if you do a delivery, you kind of feel like it's slow. Like they give you something else that makes it just that much more better. And then you're like, oh, cool, I got this new toy to play with. And then they give you something else, and they give you something else, which I think they layer it down just right to where it feels like it's a steady like incline. You know what I mean?
I also say the like system too is kind of rewarding too. My best way I could describe it is like I got addicted to just building roads because it made my deliveries easier and sped up my time, so I have better scores on my delivery times, and like less damage and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And because you build these roads, other users are also, you don't see them in this world, but they're based off on the same server. They're using your roads, and because anytime someone uses it or use someone else's bridge, because people build bridges to make your life easier, it's all about the materials they have, and like you'll start learning the routes. You'll be like, this would be a lot faster if I had a bridge here, so I can cross this river and avoid all these BTs over here. I can have a much better experience with my delivery. You start getting addicted to that because people are like, hey, there's a bridge here now. So I'll just use a bridge. And because you use that bridge, you give someone a like. I've noticed, I remember that one time I leveled up like 14 levels for building a road because everyone used my road. And I'm like, whoa, okay, that was a bonus right here.
It's kind of like that journey idea where you meet random people, but like times of a million, like, because you're kind of playing multiplayer, but of course they're doing their own journey as their own character, as their own storyline, but stuff that you do affects other people and stuff that other people do affects you, and it's kind of a really weird and interesting concept. I don't think it's been done before, like at least not to this extent. So yeah,
good times. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Josh, because I had a great time with it. I know you were big time on the fence last year about it, so I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I was on the fence because of the reviews, and I know better than to listen to reviews and let them get into my head and just kind of like experience for myself. It's Kojima. I know I'm gonna like Kojima's. It's Kojima's style. If you don't like that style of storytelling, you might not like it just because of that. But yeah, it is different. But
I think because he does kind of get his own, vibe to him, and I think some people are like very turned off by him. So some people are really piling on that he didn't get the classic 10s out of 10s or the 9.5s, 10 scores that he got, that he was getting like 8s, or it was between, it was either 10 or like a 6, kind of like that, where people were on the fence. And to me, I almost wonder, and to each their own, like I said, I could see why people might not like it, but I almost feel as if maybe some reviewers, if you have to rush to play through this game, you're probably gonna have a worse experience as opposed to just like enjoying the game's pace. Don't rush it and just
I mean, if you like the
game space, get kind of out of it either way.
You know how the Phantom Pain had that crazy, weird, wacky opening, and then Phantom Pain has that kind of like, it's not slow, but I can feel the same tone, if that makes sense, in Death Stranding a little bit as Phantom Pain.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of extension of that, and a lot more weirder and a lot more drawn out, and in a good way.
Yeah, it's very unique.
Yeah. So we can do pickups now if you want. I didn't mean to derail it.
No, that's good talk.
I
was just gonna say I've been playing Undertale. I'm enjoying it. It's got great humor. I have to use a guide because I am trying to do the pacifist run, and some of it I just could not figure out how to do it without fighting people, basically. So, like, in order to avoid fighting people to continue this pacifist run, I've been using a guide, but I'm still enjoying the game. Just want to say that. So who wants? Josh, you got something, right? Because Fitnet, I don't mean to spoil anything for you, but you said you got nothing, or you got stuff, right? You got stuff lined up, right?
Some humble bundles, just because I want to kind of mention that they're a thing people can get. But
I'll set you off.
Okay.
You ready?
In that case, I have my thing open here. Just a couple decent ones. It's got the Bandai Namco bundle that has like Katamari Damacy reroll in it, Tekken 7. Tales of Berseria, several things. That one's still available, and there's a pretty decent manga bundle. Nah, I don't need to go into this crap. Never mind. But
cool.
Okay,
Josh, you got some stuffs?
Yeah, I do.
I didn't have anything set up for that. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I thought you were gonna share your screen or something. So,
nah.
I don't have the other game, but here, I guess I'll show some stuff. I picked up. I got a horrible case for Death Stranding, by the way, from GameStop.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, it's terrible case.
They have great deals, but then they do that garbage for a new game.
Yeah, look at it. It's like all scratched up right here, and like it's all crappy and it's like flimsy. But I mean, I got the game, and I went to a GameStop in town, and he didn't trade it out for me, which kind of pissed me off. I was like, really? You can't just trade it out? He's like, no, you did it online, and when you do online, it has a little disclaimer, so I can't really do it for you. I was just like, okay, I'm not going to argue with you, whatever. And then I got a Control for Xbox, but that's over there, and I'm not going to rush over there and grab it. But I got Control, and then Trover Saves the Universe for VR. I bought all three of those for about $40. It was like $43 for those three games, and they're pretty modern games. I mean, they all came out last year, but that's a good deal. I was pretty happy with that.
Considering there's no games coming out this year.
Yeah, true. And I mean, I wanted to. These are games I already wanted to play anyway, so I'm like, you know what? It's a good deal. I'm gonna grab it. And then literally like a few days later, they had you buy 5 games under $20 and you get 50% off. So I bought games, and most of them are VR games. This one's recommended by I know there's a bright light here. It's called Daracene, and it's by From Software. Church, the game grinder, recommended it to me, so I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And then, so cool. And another VR, Blood and Truth, which came out last year.
I kind of want to try that one myself.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it. That demo they had on one of the demo discs was basically kind of like a London Heist thing. It's kind of like this is an extension of that. They took that system and expanded upon it, which sounds cool. And then Wipeout, which I already love Wipeout anyway. And then this has like a first-person mode where you can play in VR. And then the complete wild card is Mega Man X Collection, because I didn't have it and I wanted to play Mega Man X. So
cool.
Which I haven't opened that yet, but I'm gonna jump in eventually. But yeah, that's my pickups. I actually bought some games, which I didn't really do. And that second set cost about the same. So it was like another, like, actually it was cheaper. I think it was like $37 for 5 games. And they're all going to, take up a lot of time.
I should look up that Mega Man X collection. I forgot about that one coming out.
Yeah. I mean, it has I think
they're all on the disc, unlike the Switch version, which has only got like the first 6 and then the other 6 are digital.
X through X8 all on here. I don't know if there's a code in here, but this I actually got it used and it's sealed, so maybe it's new. I don't know. I haven't opened it yet.
Cool.
So look, the disc is loose, so hopefully the case isn't screwed up inside. But anyway, that was my pickups.
All right, and for myself, I got some stuffs here, guys. I got some stuffs. I'll start off with this was a reward for I won this part of the Cartridge Club stream from December because I donated during Miles and Catherine's stream this last year, and they said game of your choice, brand new game of your choice. Winner gets to pull out anything. So I won. Miles contacted me. He said they pulled my name. It was the name of the winner because I donated during the stream. And they said, what game do you want? And I'm like, oh, man, because this is right after Black Friday too. So I just had, a giant stack of my want list gone. So I'm like, and then I combed and I hemmed and hawed and I was able to dig out 5 games that I wanted. And I was like, you don't have to do this. I just wanted to donate because actually I wanted Miles to do the voiceover, some voiceover work because that was one of the rewards for donating to the stream. That and just because Miles and Catherine are great. So I donated during the stream, and Miles reached back out to me saying, after I sent him the list, he was like, all right, well, see what we can do. And after that message, and he messaged me a couple weeks ago saying, hey, I finally found something off your list and it's coming your way. Let me know when it gets there. I didn't pay for tracking. And he's like, so who knows? And I didn't pay for insurance. So he goes, if it gets there, it gets there. If not, oh well. I'm like, whatever, cool. It arrived, and this was the game I was on the list. Josh, you're probably going to like this, but it is Hat in Time for the Switch.
Sweet. It's a fun game.
I think this version's got co-op. So, the funny thing is, I was very happy that they found this because for a while, I think it was out of print. And I say this because I think it was only sold at Best Buy here in the States. Mm-hmm. And it was gone. Because I remember, I was kicking myself for not buying this. I thought about buying it in January, and then I either forgot or something. And then I checked again in February, and it was gone, completely removed from their site, gone. And then I think I checked in March again, it was gone. And of course, I checked today, and it's back up on their site. So because it's no longer in print, they maybe just got more in stock. It was listed as sold out for months, so maybe they just got more in stock or had it printed. It says it's presented by the Humble Bundle, so. But I got Hat in Time, brand spanking new. So thank you, Miles and Catherine. Fucking nerds.
Awesome. Shout out. It's a great game.
I bought this. I did some eBay shopping. Actually, you know what? I'll save the eBay shopping next. But this was because I was just mentioning Best Buy. I decided to click. I was bored working on a Saturday before our Saturday hours stopped because tax season kind of dwindled down. I work for an accounting firm, so there's a point during tax season when I have to work on Saturdays. Anyway, so I was just combing the web on a slow Saturday, and I saw this popped up. I just clicked on Best Buy because I think I might have saw a deal on Wario 64 or Cheap Ass Gamer about some clearance games. So I just went down the clearance list. I clicked on, there's a clearance tab on bestbuy.com. So I just clicked on it and started scrolling down the list, checking out games, and a couple of them are sold out that I was like, man, that would be a good one to get. And I stumbled upon this one. And I got it. It was $16. It's now sold out, but it's the Shadow of Colossus remake that I think came out last year.
2 years ago, but yeah.
So that, it's $16 on their website, clearance and amount. Jumped on that, and like I said, sold out now. It's gone from their website now. I mean, it's still there. It just says sold out, but it's clearance at $16. So check your local stores if you're interested. It might be locally, but it's sold out online. So, so I was thinking that Shadow Colossus for PS4 because it's an exclusive, and I'm a Playboy.
Playboy.
Playboy. Hashtag Playboy. This one, I've wanted for a while. It was on my list for MGC. I would have liked to get the Saturn version because I actually played this on the Saturn. It's one of the like 3 games I played on the Saturn as a kid, and a friend of mine had it when he traded. I forgot what he made a trade for, but he made a trade for a Saturn, kind of on like Saturns were long gone. I want to say maybe the Dreamcast was in effect, way past that, and he got 3 games for some deal he made, and one of them was like Virtual Cop 2. I forgot what the other game, and the other one was Mega Man 8. I would love to have got it for the Saturn, but that's like a almost $300 game now. So I got the Black Label PlayStation 1 copy. It's pretty good shape. The only thing is the cover's still a little scuffed. It's coming off pretty good right here. It's really scratchy, so and it's got a sticker right here on it. So I tried peeling this off, but it's so old, and you know, since the case has already got a crack right here, it's already scratched up. I would say like scuffy scratched on it. I'm probably just go to like Goodwill whenever they open back up and buy another see-through CD case and just swap everything out here. But yep, this was a really good price on eBay because I'm guessing because of the sticker and everything. But I jumped on it. I think it was $10. So
Not bad.
yeah,
Right.
PlayStation 1 copy. There's like, it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, the Saturn version is significantly better. It's just, I think, made a lower print on the Saturn, and because it's Mega Man, that people want it because of the name Mega Man. So I have a copy now. Granted, I have several different collections, but now I finally own it solely. So yeah, I got Mega Man 8 for the PS1 because I'm a Playboy. Follow me up, Josh. Playboy. Playboy. And then I saw this.
Why the hell are you guys doing that?
Because we're Playboys.
I don't get it though.
We're
the PlayStation thing, but what's the saying?
It's just our thing. We're making a thing. Me and Josh were talking about like how we're big fans of the PlayStation. That's kind of our favorite platform. So we were just gonna own it. We're gonna be the Playboys of the Cartridge Club. So we need a name, and you know, we deem Mark to be honorary Playboy because if you ever listen to Game Buzz when it returns, Mark is notorious for throwing shade at Xbox because he's a Playboy. So hashtag Playboys.
I know that you have no excuse for that. So thanks.
Yeah.
We were trying to make it a thing.
Yeah, we were just trying to think of a thing. So hashtag Playboys.
Yeah. I did open this up to see Mega Man X comes with 2 discs.
Dope.
So nice.
Yeah, so
I
it's not.
picked that up semi recently on Steam as well.
Well, I say I thought. Well, you know what's weird is I would imagine he could probably fit all those on one Blu-ray disc. But,
yeah, but it kind of looks cooler like that. You know.
Well, they did separate collections at first, right? So
Yeah, that's probably
a
why.
bundle of those.
I was gonna say because I flipped the stream. There you go. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, so no, my one thing about it is, yeah, you're right. They did do that for the original Mega Man where they split it up in 2, but those NES ROMs like clearly probably could have fit more on a disc.
Yeah,
Menus don't take up that much room on top of that.
Yeah, whatever.
Sell more stuff.
Yeah, it's Capcom. They'll release as many times as they want. So, anyways, back to pickups here. I saw this on a Radical Reggie video because I think I was just laying around on a Saturday morning when I woke up and I was like, I gotta find something to watch. And I just went to YouTube and his videos, and I wasn't subscribed to Reggie's channel at the time. It just popped up probably because I'm subscribed to like Metal Jesus or something in related videos. And he had a video series that caught my eye, and I kind of watched it. It was kind of like Before They're Gone, I think it is. I think he's got 3 or 4 of them up there, where it's basically he says like, hit up GameStop because they're clearing out PS3 and 360 and I don't know if he said Wii maybe, but essentially that generation. He says they're kind of feeding it out because they're making way for PlayStation 5. So it'd be like, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and then PlayStation 5 and Series X. So they're getting rid of their PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 collections. So he was making games that are probably cheap and you can get on like your whatever 4 for $20 deals that they're doing right now just to clear out some of these, cheaper games. Mm-hmm. So it's a series of videos, and I watched them because I've been buying PS3 games because they're cheap and they're good. I still I'm a big fan of the PS3 and 360 if I can find a deal, but I mostly prefer to buy PS3 if possible. and one video game came up that I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I was looking for that game a while ago, and I forgot about it. And it was Drakengard 3, which most people know is in the Nier universe. I found this. I eBayed this one here because you know, I remember. I think I looked at a GameStop. I saw this at a GameStop, but they wanted, I think, like a year ago. I think they wanted like 25 or close to $30 for this, and it was in rough shape. And I was like, I had it in my hands. I was like, nah, I'll find this somewhere better down the road. And you know, after watching that video, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna look on eBay, see what I can find, and some used copies are out that same $25 price. And this guy was selling it for brand new, sealed, for $18. And I was like, you know what? I'll be buying myself that brand new copy. I started looking at more into this because it's got the blue label here. I think you could only buy this. You couldn't buy it in retail. You could only buy it from the Square Enix store. So to get it physically. So, but it is the English version, US. I think it was digitally only on the PlayStation Store. But if you want it physically, you had to buy from the Square Enix store. Which makes me think, because Square Enix always does their Black Friday sales where they blow out titles. So I'm guessing maybe someone bought a whole bunch when they're blowing out titles and we're selling them on eBay. So snag me a copy of Drakengard 3. I heard it's pretty decent. Hack and slash. But like I said, in the Nier universe, good same composer. So I don't think it has the different endings like Nier does. But it's got more chapters, I believe. But yeah, look good on the Reggie video. Also get, like I said, shout out to Reggie because give me some other games and I'll look for on my list here. And then finally, I got a giant pile here. So I'll pull them up because a buddy of mine who got me into collecting the Nintendo Entertainment System back when we were freshman or sophomore in high school, because we were just talking about it in gym class. He was like, hey man, you ever play NES? Or we were just talking about like, oh man, that game was Mike Tyson Punch Out this and Mega Man and all just living good memories. And he's like, yeah, I never got rid of mine. And I've been I started buying the NES games. I'm like, man, I should do that. And because of him, I got into collecting NES games probably 20 years ago. We've always been kind of like, he was close to an NES complete collection. He was at least less than 100 away. I think he's just kind of given up on it now. He's just like, you know what? I'm done. I'll keep the games I want. And if there's something really expensive and hard to find that I really want, maybe I'll buy it. No rush anymore. But he goes, I'm not planning on buying these games anymore. I'm just getting rid of the riffraff. And he showed me a list of games that he was just getting rid of. And he's like, let me know if you want. If not, I'm taking them to the comic book store. I'm just trading in for store credit. So I can keep buying my books, because he goes, I'd rather just have that than these games. So I went over the list of 200 games he had in a pile, and I pulled up 57. So I got a bunch right here. Some of them, because he's not like me who peeled the stickers off and cleaned them. He just kind of took games as is, and then so I do have to clean up some of these games here to get them in better shape. But here's a bunch of NES games here. So Otello. Probably put this aside here. Wheel of Fortune. Family Edition. Wizard, the Mastered Series. Rollerball. Not your most familiar names. High Speed World #1 Pinball. Trade West. Yeah, a lot of these are crap, but these are fillers for me. I'm not giving up yet. My plan, I haven't really bought NES games. I usually buy like 1 or 2 a year now, because I was like, I'll buy 1 or 2 games that I really want. And then I've always figured that eventually I'll stumble back on it when the NES market crashes. So, and it's always one of the most picked over sections right now when I go to my used game stores. So I just kind of like, I'm like, well, eventually I'll get there. I'm in no rush. I'll get there eventually. So, but anyways, F117A Stealth Fighter. Kickle Cubicle. Yeah, it's got a familiar name. Needs to be cleaned up, but I can clean that up. Orb 3D. Freedom Force. That's a Lycan game. Gyrus. Or Gyrus, if you will.
Gyrus, yeah.
Gyros. Billy Elliott's NASCAR Challenge. Yeah. When I saw this list of 200 games, I was like, man, I gotta go pull outside and do like 2 hours of like research going through my collection. Make sure I didn't have doubles of these here. And I think I even told him, I think I even told him, I was like, I have to double check a couple of these here because I'm not 100% on them. And he's like, whatever. He just threw them in there. He's like, whatever. It's no big deal. Winter Games. Super Jeopardy! I've always liked the animations in those Jeopardy games. And Jeopardy! Dragon Power! I might have this one, but I couldn't find it. If not, it might be in better shape than the one I currently have. Pirates! That one sounds like it needs to get tightened up in the inside. Taboo! Bad News Baseball with lots of sticker and writing on it. Also the name the show, Kid Nicky. I think, what's his face did a review on that. J Dubious, I think he did a review on that one. Air Fortress by Hal. Castle of the Dragon. Sesame Street, ABC, and 1, 2, 3. The Harlem Globetrotters. All Pro Baseball, or All Pro Basketball. Here's one I never really ever see, and it's a 5-screw. Raid on Bungling Bay. Yeah, it's only $5 sticker on there. Solomon's Key. Tag Team Wrestling. RBI License Edition. RBI License Baseball. Cybernoid. The Legend of Kaiji? Or Cage? I don't know.
Kage.
There you go. Target Renegade. I might have this one, but I had to double check, and he's like, whatever. He just threw that one in there. Chris Elliott and even Lionel Pro top player tennis. The Adventures of Dino Ricky. That's in really rough shape. And I've gotten to the point with NES games right now where, like, if it's I told him, he's like, "What? Some of these games are really in rough shape." I'm like, just give me a really good deal, man. So we're going by like $1, $2 a game. So Mad Max or Mag Max. Time Lord. Milton Bradley game. I don't know if Musty's still collecting those. Nintendo World Cup. Legends of the Diamond. That's a game I don't see too very often. Cyberball. Slowlum. Sesame Street 1, 2, 3. Minus the ABC. Gold Medal Challenge 1992 by Capcom. Fisher Price, I Can Remember. See, lots of heavy hitters. Al Unser Jr. Turbo Racing. Family Fun Fitness Athletic World. Pipe Dream. It's about pipes. In dreams. Oof, this one's in really rough shape. Sword and Serpents. Break Time. Dungeon Magic. Overlord. There you go. The Hunt for Red October. Never seen this movie.
I actually just watched it yesterday.
Rally Bike. And this is like the last 6 here. Star Force, which I might have, but I have to check. Stealth ATF. Rescue. Airwolf, based off the TV show, I think. But a helicopter. Bill would know. The Last Starfighter. And To the Earth. Big finale, To the Earth. So that's my pickups. That was a surprise, and I wasn't expecting to get that so quick and at a good price. And then my buddy just showed up. He's like, "Here you go. There you go. Take them." I'm like,
That was
"So
a thrilling list."
yeah, it was just fillers. That's all it was, just fillers. Yeah. Because I honestly, there's a point in time where I would just buy like one NES game a month and like that just to keep building on my list. And probably for the last 2 or 3 years, I haven't because it's been so picked over at the stores. I'm just like, whatever. I'll stumble upon it eventually. And ta-da.
Actually, I will mention just 2 of the Humble Bundles because they're just good Humble Bundles. But for PC stuff, I already mentioned the Namco bundle, but it's the Bandai Namco Bundle 4 that's still going if anyone wants to pick that up. It's got like Pac-Man 256. That's not the highlight, obviously. Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. Dot Hack GU Last Recode. So that's the trilogy plus an extra thing, which is awesome. And Katamari Damacy Reroll. Played a little bit of that the other day. It's pretty fun. Weird.
It's a fun time.
And that game rad. I already mentioned Tekken 7, but it's also got Tales of Berseria. Cool. It's a pretty decent bundle. And for non-gaming, I'll mention the award-winning manga by Kodansha Comics bundle. I won't go through every title, but there's some good manga in there that are my favorites, like Space Brothers and Beck are really good. It's got some other series I haven't actually read, like Parasite, no relation to the movie. So a little lie. And which is like a body horror type thing. And Descending Stories, which is pretty good as well. Yeah, I watched the anime at least. So like every volume of Beck is 34 volumes of Space Brothers. It's really solid if you have any interest in manga, so check that out.
Wasn't there a bundle that was like all of The Walking Dead?
Yeah, I got that as well, but that's not going, so I just kept it off the list. But yeah, that was awesome too. Yeah, I just figured I'd mention those because they're still active and good bundles.
Nice. Well, if anyone's got anything else to say, we've topped 3 hours, which is probably an hour longer than we normally go. But we had some wonderful other guests join today, so
the NES list definitely helped.
That did too. I did help too. Like I said, doesn't normally happen, but you get 57 games dumped on you. You're like, okay, so
fair enough.
Yeah, so
yeah, we did go 3 hours last time as well, I think.
We did? Oh,
yeah, we did. It was like 3 hours. Last time it was 3 hours and like 25, I think.
We're gonna be underneath it then, So. But yeah, so that's the show, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for sticking around for the show. We had some good discussion here. And we'll be back next month where we'll probably have more details about more games coming out this summer. Stick tuned if there is a PlayStation 5 reveal or a Series X announcement or something like that. Maybe we'll do more watch-alongs, review and then live reactions as it happens. So, but we'll be back. We usually do this the third week of every month. And yeah, thanks for hanging out and talk to you guys later.
All right, bye.
See ya.
See ya. Boop. Boop.